Welcome to it, Game 5. Game 5? Oh, Game 6. That's what it is, right? Oh, God, I'm still living in the past, Jesse Blake. Game 6.
If we had to relive Game 5, I don't know if I could do that.
Man, imagine the hope we had before Game 5. Welcome to Game 6, SportChek pre-show on SDPN, live from SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. I'm Adam Wylde along with Jesse Blake. Maddie is here as well, Mad Dog. Steve Dangle will be with us in 40 minutes exactly. This is the pre-show. Remember, SportChek is your destination to get everything crested this season, whether it's a last-minute crest tonight or one in tears tomorrow, whatever it is. So anyway, listen, I just want to tell you, I want to start with this. It's been a beautiful day in Toronto. It's allowed me to etch-a-sketch my brain. Shake it out. Jesse, before we do anything else, do you believe in just tonight?
Do I believe that the Leafs will win tonight?
Can they do it tonight?
I think the Leafs win tonight.
You think the Leafs win tonight? You and Steve both said that on the show yesterday, and I was in such a foul mood I couldn't believe you.
It's the most Leafs thing to happen. It's whatever storyline you think is the most Leafs, that's probably what's going to unfold. The Leafs are going to come out tonight, look really strong, and then Game 7, they're going to lose in like overtime on a goal by Brad Marchand.
Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, Jesse's right. But it is possible to win 2 games in a row. And you know what team did it, Jesse? After a team won 3 games in a row? The Ottawa Senators. The Ottawa Senators won 2 games in a row after the Leafs won 3 in a row. So if even the Senators could do it, the Leafs can do it.
No one's questioning whether or not the Leafs can do it. Like, the Leafs haven't lost 4 games all year long.
It's perfect time to start. Let's do it right now.
They've had 1 million winning streaks over 3 games, like all season. They've been very consistent. It's just a matter of will they?
Will they?
They can, but will they? Do these Leafs have it in them? And that's the question we're always asking.
It is a legacy game for the core, and we'll get into the top 3 stories for tonight. As I said, legacy game for the core. The cement is mixed, and now it's about to be poured and set. What we say about this core is really going to be determined starting tonight forever, because what we're seeing is basically what we could theorize is the end of the Mitch Marner era here in Toronto. It could be, maybe. Now, they're either the one that finally got it done, this core, or they're the one that never did. Jesse, what's most likely?
Oh, come on.
I'm starting the show with heat.
That's how we're starting.
That's heat, baby. Let's go. Why not? It could be the last game of the season.
For like 7:58.
No, we're doing this right now. I'll come back to it.
Adam.
Oh, you know what? You want me to come back to it? I'll come back to it.
No. If that's where you want to start, like we can dissect it. We can start right at the top of this thing. If we're betting on what's most likely to happen, you have to consider all of the history that we have with this team. The history of the last 9 years of the core is that when these moments happen, they do not get it done. So if we're trying to make bets on what is going to occur, we have to believe that this is not going to be any different than what we've seen in the past. That's the unfortunate reality of where these individuals have put this team. And don't get me twisted, like, it is their fault that we have to assume that about this team.
Right. And, Jesse, it could make the story, if they get it done, even better. Right?
It would be so heroic. And that's what we're all rooting for them to prove us wrong, for them to not come out and be who we think they are. That is what we want out of this. And hopefully they do that, and it's some sort of Cinderella story.
To be clear, we do want the Leafs to win. We always do. Number 2 on the top stories tonight. As I mentioned before, this could be Mitch Marner's last game in the blue and white. SDPN's Chris Johnson said both sides are moving to a parting potentially this offseason. A lot of eyes on Mitch, Jesse, and it's not from fans. It's eyes of front offices of teams around the league that might want to sign him. If he doesn't perform, and we'll get into his performance this playoffs and before a little bit later, how does that affect his value this summer?
Yeah, you've been on this train for a lot now. He's been costing himself a lot of money through his performance in this postseason. Like, I think no matter what, he's going to get in the ballpark of what he thinks he deserves, and they're going to go to free agency. And I'm under the belief that Mitch Marner is no longer a Toronto Maple Leaf the day after they are eliminated from the playoffs. He will never be a Toronto Maple Leaf ever again. Even if they win the Stanley Cup, I don't think he comes back as a Toronto Maple Leaf. I think in his mind he has moved on from this franchise post them being out of the playoffs. So that's where I'm landing on. And he is costing himself, I think, a couple, maybe it's tens of grand, maybe it's 100,000 here or there. He's costing himself a little by his performance, but one of the teams, a Chicago, a San Jose, an Anaheim, some people are suspecting Utah, they're going to pay him the $13 million or something that he wants.
Yes, yeah.
In that ballpark.
Well, listen, when the rubber hits the road, we all try to make decisions as though we're in that scenario. But I have heard through the grapevine that there's more interest in signing in the East than in the West. So if he is 100% going to July 1st, he told the Leafs that in September. Have heard that preference is to stay in the East. However, if somebody throws $14 million at you, you're willing to charter a few jets, right?
Yeah, you got money where it doesn't matter where you live. You are rich everywhere. You can get to wherever you want, and for like 6 months out of the year, you got to live in whatever beautiful city you choose, and then the rest of it, come home to Toronto.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, $14 million is enough money. You could live wherever, Mitch.
Now, I don't know if you've sensed that there's a theme here, Jesse, but our third story tonight is Berube saying he believes in Marner and Matthews, keeping them together. And, my criticism for them specifically has always been that when they are together, they are so predictable. There's so much game footage on them. It's easy to shut them down. They're great in the regular season when there's more room. But what we've seen in these playoffs are, well, I'll just give you one stat. Mitch Marner has had one shot in the last 3 games of this series.
Wow.
One shot. One.
Like on goal?
Yes. Matthews doesn't have a goal in this series.
Yeah.
And if I want to give you here's a stat that'll make you want to just cry. Sportsnet Stats tweeted about an hour ago, of the 110 players in NHL history with 400 career regular season goals, Austin Matthews is the only one with 0 career goals past the opening round of the postseason.
That's one of the more unbelievable stats I've read during this depressing Leafs couple days. Like, the people have been spitting out the core 4 stats, and that one is insane.
That's an insane stat.
It's I was calculating the odds. 1 in 110 is 0.009%. And the Leafs just happen to have that guy.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
It's literally unfathomable that they would have this one individual who's never scored in the second round in his career. Like, and it's, you bet that that's not going to continue. Mm-hmm. But time and time again, they prove to be doing the unbelievable and the unfathomable. So I don't know where to sit here with this team.
Justin Bourne said that it's pretty clear now that these two, whether together or apart, we only ever really see them together, they don't have game-breaking playoff ability. Do you believe that?
Yeah, 100% I'm on that. And like we talked about on the Steve Dangle podcast yesterday about how when Austin Matthews was out during this regular season, Mitch Marner was unbelievable.
He was
by
great. Himself.
He looked like he'd be a Hart Trophy candidate with the way the Leafs were winning, and he was the dominant force on the team. And you see something like that, and you say, why haven't they tried playing them apart like consistently over the course of their careers? You know, why has Berube played them together more than any other coach? Now is not the time to try it. In Game 6 of the second round, it should have been 4 months ago during Game 62.
4 years ago.
Or 4 years ago. There should have been time for these guys to play apart and see what that brings to your lineup, where you spread out the talent and both of them get to drive their own lines. And if it's up to me, Mitch, Willie, and Austin would all have their own line.
Yes.
And they've never done that with any consistency during their entire tenure as Leafs.
In the first period, and this is a tweet from Jonas Siegel of last game, for the top line, the shot attempts were one for the Leafs, 11 for the Florida Panthers.
Wow.
The shot attempts, that is, shots against, 0 for the Leafs, 6 for the Panthers. Goals were 1-0, as we know what happened the rest of the game from the second period onwards. But the point is, and Chris Tanev, I think, nailed this in his post game. He said, I'll take responsibility. If I'm a -2, we're not winning. But let's be straight about this. The Mitch Marner and the Austin Matthews spinoramas in it's the spinorama giveaways. The Mitch Marner one was a little bit more spectacular because it went up the ice and then back, and then he didn't get back to cover his man and all that stuff.
He decided to not back check on the same play.
But Matthews was just as bad, right? If those two guys aren't scoring, they at very least need to neutralize. And they were doing that for the first two games, which is why I had less of a problem with what they did.
Yep.
But when you're giving up plays like that, what kind of an example does it set? You got a captain and an assistant throwing plays like that up the center ice. Number two, it's very unlikely that the rest of your team is going to be able to outscore plays like that. So this is where I hope tonight, if we're going to see a breakthrough, we need to see the return of the Leafs forecheck, Jesse, but we also need to see these guys making simple plays, smart plays, things that they've done many, many times before. It's weird. When the lights get bright, they seem to just... I don't know. It's like fall apart. I don't understand it.
Yeah, it's you. I think you nailed it there. Like, they don't make those passes in those plays in game 40. They only make them during the playoffs when things are actually important and on the line. And I agreed with you that early in the season, early in the series, when they were not scoring, but they were playing fantastic defense and neutralizing the Barkov line or whatever matchup they had, like, I was fine with that.
Yep.
It was okay. But then when that stops happening, plus you're not scoring and you're making the turnovers, like, why do you make the money you make? Why are you on the first line? None of this makes any sense if that's the type of play we get out of you. And that's where we are right now.
So the lineup is, and there are changes to it, Jesse. Nyes, Matthews, Marner, Holmberg with Tavares and Nylander. Yarncroke draws back in for David Kampf with Lorentz and Lawton. I've liked that line. I know people are annoyed with that line. I think they're defensively responsible. I'm not worried when they're out there. And then the all anxiety line: McMahon, Domi, and Pacioretty. Pacioretty, listen, get that man as much ice time in the forecheck as he possibly can. But the Leafs have to retrieve it. He's rocking bodies out there, which is awesome. But if you're not grabbing, if you're chipping and chasing, the whole point of the chase is to retrieve, and they really haven't done a great job of that.
Yeah, and with you focusing on that line and Max Pacioretty, like, I'd like to have that Domi conversation, because
let's do it.
A lot of the time he's out there, he's been a liability to this team, whether it's his fault because he's taking the bad penalties or the refs just don't like his face. Either way, he's getting called for unnecessary penalties, and he's costing his teams in moments where every little mistake matters, because playoff games are against good teams where both teams are good, and little stuff affects the entire game and it can change the course of an entire game. And Domi, throughout the last 3 games, I don't think there's been a moment where he hasn't taken a bad penalty.
Yeah.
And I think he's probably not in a position where he can be scratched right now, but like, if this goes to 7 and he may say he has another bad game 6 and they win despite that, like, I don't know if he's playable in game number 7.
It would be nice with the skill set that he has for him to be more reliable, because you see glimpses of it and you go, there it is.
Yep.
There's the guy. And then you see the rest of the time, which unfortunately I think, especially in this series, has exposed him to be more of the latter than the former. You really do want more out of Max Domi. This is a guy that they're really truly relying on. Now he's a fourth line center. The pressure's basically off. Just go out and score some goals if you can.
And he makes too much money if this is your fourth line center going into next season. Like, that can't be it. Right now, it's who cares what the salaries are? Salary cap doesn't count. He's playing there. It's just he needs to show what he shows, like you said, in the glimpses where he does have the confidence to use his shot, like in the OT winner he had against the Ottawa Senators, where it's like, wow, Max Domi shot the puck and it went in and it was a game winner. Like, where's that Max in this series?
Now, Craig Berube said something that one of the first things I think I've heard him say this year that I vehemently disagree on. And I've really liked Craig's coaching.
He said, I love Megan Trainor.
Yeah, he said
Megan
Trainor's the greatest artist in the world, and I love it when the linesman doesn't drop the puck. It's my favorite.
Yes, he said those two things.
No, he said, a loss is...
And what, Maddie?
And he said something about loving birds.
Oh yeah, loves birds. loves a good bird watch. And
magpies?
What tree is that? I want to put that in my app, like a Pokedex.
Oh no.
Hey, so Berube said this. They're like, hey, man, it's 6-1 loss. That's pretty bad. And he's like, actually, a loss is a loss. If we'd have lost 2-1 and it was a close game, would it really matter today? We got beat. I've been in this situation before. You know, a loss is a loss. And I have to tell you, Jesse, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. I think, here's what I believe.
Yep.
And I said this on the show, and I'll say it. When these guys lose, they don't lose like how Vegas lost. That's a 1-goal loss to the Edmonton Oilers. Was Edmonton the better team all series? Yes. Did Vegas only win 1 game in their series and the Leafs have already won 2? Yes. Did Vegas go down fighting against the Edmonton Oilers? Yes. Did the Leafs fight at all in Game 5? No. There is a difference in losses. There's a difference in how you lose. And I know that's the head coach being the head coach. Yeah. But to me, yes, I get the result is the same, blah, blah, blah. You can't tell me emotionally as human beings that a 6-1 loss is the same as a 1-0 in overtime or a 2-1 where the game just squeaks out of your grasp. And now the Leafs find themselves in a situation where they can make no more mistakes. Do you agree with Craig's sentiment, or are you a little bit more, like me?
So where I'll push back on you is that we got a little story time from Paul Maurice after game number 5 where the Panthers beat the living hell out of the Toronto Maple Leafs. And he told the story of last year in the Stanley Cup final where his team went up 3-0 against the Edmonton Oilers. And in game number 4, a lot of people don't remember this because of how the series played out, they lost 8-1. They lost 8-1 in game 4 after going up 3-2. They proceeded to lose games 5 and then game 6. And then they got to game 7 and they finally got their act together. That 8-1 loss didn't affect them for the rest of the series.
Right.
Paul Maurice talked about how they were able to overcome that and nobody cares about that loss anymore because of how things ended. And game to game, I think it's the correct mentality if you are an NHL head coach. Last night doesn't mean anything. A loss is a loss. At the end of the day, it's either a W or an L in the column. And that's how you have to move on. You can't dwell on that and expect that because you're extra motivated at your last performance, you're going to get another type of performance out of your team. It's about doing what you've done all season long and executing correctly. And game to game, the last game can't affect you. Now, and I think that's 2 brilliant head coaches having the exact same mentality, and I can't sit here and disagree with them.
Here's where I would respond to that. What crest were the Panthers wearing?
The Panthers.
It's
crest?
got it. Yeah, they play in Florida, right? They don't wear blue and white. I'm just checking.
I think
that might work for them. That might be nice for you.
Yes,
that might be nice for you.
Yes, I think there's a little bit of eyeballs on the Stanley Cup final. I don't think that nobody was watching Edmonton, Florida in the Stanley Cup final. I think there's a little bit of pressure there, especially coming off of the year before's loss to Vegas, where they got beat in 5 games. You know, it looked like what happens if Connor McDavid turns it on, and he did. And that loss, I think, could have changed things, but game to game, they just went about their business, and eventually they closed it out. So,
well, listen, I have been rationalitied to death by advanced stats and deserve to win meters. And, oh, man, if the Leafs only had a stronger right side, if only they had a better goaltender. Tonight, it's about the stars. Tonight, it's about Tavares, Nylander, Nyes, Matthews, and Marner, because I count it as a core 5. Now, I know you do too, Jesse. If those guys aren't scoring, Leafs aren't winning, and it really doesn't matter. So go Leafs, go.
Can I read a comment from James?
Yeah, give it to me, James.
James says, Jesse bringing rationality to the conversation when our emotions run wild.
Well, that's cool. Good. I'm so glad Jesse can still have that after a decade of this.
I feel like you're running on the emotions right now.
And you bet your ass I am. Good call. I don't think I don't. How else am I supposed to be? This is insane. Anyway, hopefully no spinoramas in their own zone. Now, I am going to quote from a Dom Lecision article. He basically asked the same question. Can these guys do it? He looked at the stats, and I'm not going to ruin them for you because you should read the article, but I did like the end of it. He said, the point is that they still have an opportunity to respond and a chance to prove themselves, even if it's almost unfathomable to believe that they can or will. Thank you. Here's a rational person being like, hey, this is sort of irrational to believe this. Then he says, the Leafs' backs are against the wall. That's where they've often done their best work, and this time the stakes could not be higher. Great teams have a tendency to respond. Bad teams have a tendency to wilt. The Leafs can't show who they really are until the series is actually over, which backs you up, Jesse, a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think we know what they're capable of. It's a matter of, can they deliver? Do they? Well, we know that what they're not capable of, I should say. And it's like, can they rise to the moment where we've never seen them rise to the moment?
20 minutes until Steve Dangle joins us for the watch-along. 20 minutes to go until we get into this bloody game, this damn thing. Last night, Dallas and Winnipeg, the only other series that's left to figure out. The Jets survived, and you might even say thrived at home. They were awesome. Connor Hellebuyck looked great. The glove, which was a big question in their previous loss in Dallas, looked like
who?
He was catching it.
Who?
He was catching it.
Who? The fake media? Adam Wylde?
The fake. The fake. You mean the highlights on the NHL YouTube channel
No.
where Granlund scored 3 goals
Fake
back
Adam
to
Wylde
back to back
media
on the
has
glove
been-
side?
Fake Adam Wylde media has been trying to peddle this narrative that Connor Hellebuyck is bad.
Oh,
and I refuse
that's
to believe
me.
that.
You're right. You're
Hart
right.
Trophy winner, Vezina Trophy winner. He's on a crazy shutout streak at home right now. Currently, he's back-to-back shutouts. I think it's 160 minutes, hasn't allowed a goal at home. Connor Hellebuyck's been amazing. He's got a better 5-on-5 save percentage than Jake Ottinger, who everybody's screaming about and saying so good. How about your 5-on-5 save percentage, Jake Ottinger?
Do you understand the kind of emotional box that this man paints me into? I just hope you know that.
I
just hope you know that.
I think you need to stop spreading lies.
Now, Jesse, you did say that the
Yes.
Jets defense needed to do a better job of holding the fort.
Yes.
If Connor Hellebuyck was to succeed, and it looked like they did last night.
This series has been won and lost on the power play. Like, the Jets have been awful on the power play, and last night it looked a little better. And the Dallas Stars have been otherworldly. They've been OP on the power play. And it's a lot of bodies in front. It's a lot of we're throwing things at the net, and guys are in front, and Connor Hellebuyck can't see it, and they're going in from distance. And last night, they got control of that, which they have done at home, weirdly, but they can't do when they're in Dallas. But if they can continue that game, maybe we get a Game 7. But, yeah, that's how Dallas has been dominating on the power play and from shots from distance.
I do want to underscore how dangerous Mikko Rantanen still looked last night. Jamie Benn was fined $5,000 today for the glove-on punch to the face of Mark Scheifele. Jamie Benn continues to be exactly what Jamie Benn has always been, and he keeps getting away with it, Jesse.
Oh, yeah. He's getting up there like my least favorite players, like, ever.
Yeah.
Like, all he does is just the worst things on the ice out of, like, hockey players. Like, you don't want to go up against a guy who you're like, I'm out here to play this game, but he's going to be reckless, and I might be out for 6 to 8 weeks because of you. Like, last year when he cross-checked Mark Stone in the head when he was on top of him on the ground, and he got, what was it, a game? Like, Jamie Benn's always been this guy, and it's awful to watch.
It's worth
as a hockey
mentioning.
fan.
It's worth mentioning he has a goal and 2 assists in 12 games these playoffs. So he can't he's not really contributing elsewhere.
I think the Department of Player Safety did the Jets a favor by keeping him in the lineup.
Yeah.
Like, thank goodness he's out there for the Jets.
The Dallas Stars, according to Elliot Friedman, are experiencing overwhelming demand for Mikko Rantanen jerseys. Apparently, they've sold 450 Rantanen jerseys in the past 4 days. They would have sold more if they could get more shipments faster. I do want to say that that's great, and I think that's really, really cool. But I can tell you that SportChek has sold at least that many Matthew Nyes jerseys in the last. They every day I go down there like, how many Nyes jerseys you guys selling? And it's like 100 a day.
What are you trying to say?
All I'm saying is catch up, man.
What are you trying to
Catch
say about
up.
Dallas Stars fans?
All I'm saying is catch up. I mean, you might be Dallas, but you're not Toronto, okay?
Oh, no.
No, I'm just giving them shit. Okay, now Edmonton. They are through and they are happy, but a little bit of news. Calvin Pickard and Matthias Ekholm will miss at least the first 2 games of the Western Conference Final. I mean, Stuart Skinner's look strong. Edmonton's defense looks strong, overwhelming on offense, and goals from basically every forward, with the exception of Jeff Skinner, who's only played the 1 game, poor guy. Does Edmonton care?
No, like, I think Edmonton's rolling right now. They look so good at every facet of their lineup, and like I get like you want Pickard backing up just in case something happens to Skinner, but Skinner's proven like I can be the guy when you need me to be the guy. Early on in the series, games 1, 2, and maybe even 3, I might not show up. But games 4 through 7, I'm going to be the best goaltender in the world. And that's what they get out of Stuart Skinner. So they shouldn't worry about him in net. And getting Matthias Ekholm back at some point is going to be awesome for this team.
It would be huge.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine the Oilers with Matthias Ekholm looking as good as they have. I guess that's why they don't have to rush him, right?
Exactly.
Vegas is out, and William Karlsson called this what he felt like a wasted year, and you can understand why. They won the division. They looked so strong. Edmonton just overwhelmed them. And I would assume, Jesse, the way that Vegas looks at things, which is the anti-Toronto way, when they don't perform, changes are made. And it's interesting. Jack Eichel's entering, believe it or not, already the last year of the 8-year deal he signed in Buffalo.
No
so
way.
He's eligible. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Eligible to be extended on July 1st. He said obviously he loves playing in Vegas, but he's going to obviously wait until that time. And he looked extraordinarily dangerous in this series, but really only 1 goal, 9 assists in the entire playoffs this year. So he had in 11 games he had 10 points. Jack Eichel, do you think Vegas keeps him and looks for changes elsewhere? What do you do if you're Vegas and we got to get better?
This feels like to me one of those July 1st or July 2nd even, midday. Vegas extends Jack Eichel 6, 7, 8 years. You know, he feels like a Golden Knight forever. He won the Stanley Cup with them. Like, he's been so good since he's got there. He's unlocked what everybody thought he could have been in Buffalo, and I feel like he's a Golden Knight forever.
It sure does seem that way, and yet Vegas has this funny ability to trade
No,
everybody
stop
that you
doing
think.
that.
I mean, the only one that's
No.
still around is William Karlsson, although that's a pretty good run with any team.
What do you mean
7
Mark
years.
Stone's there?
Yeah, but Mark Stone's not an OG.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Mark Stone was traded there later.
Yeah.
Carolina and Washington, that series is, by the grace of God, over. And honestly, the Canes are now waiting for whoever wins this Panthers-Leafs series. It was the most boring series. It's been the most boring run. And yet, Jesse, they've boringed their way to an Eastern Conference final, their second appearance in 3 years. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, nobody wants to say it, but they've been the best team in the playoffs.
Yes.
Because they played in an entire series against New Jersey. They won in 5 games. In all 5 of those games, they were the better team. They played a series against the Washington Capitals, who were finished first in the Eastern Conference. Everybody thought they were a lot better than what we got. And they played 5 games where they dominated and were the better team in all 5 of those games. They've played 10 games this postseason and have not looked bad.
Unbelievable.
The Oilers they were shaky early on against the LA Kings, but since then they've looked great. But Dallas has had trouble against Colorado, and that's a different series because Colorado was so good. Carolina's been the best.
Yep.
Nobody's challenged them at all in any game they've played these playoffs. How can you not be excited if you're a Canes fan?
Oh,
this could finally be the year.
I think you're pumped. I think you're totally pumped. Now, can you bring up that tweet I sent you?
It's right on the screen.
This is great. Dulles Airport, which is one of the 2 major hubs in Washington. Good morning to everyone except the Carolina Hurricanes and the Hurricanes admin. Heard there was an extra flight to Cancun today. Outstanding work. Now, listen, Carolina Hurricanes hockey might be boring, but their fans and their social media are 10 out of 10 elite.
Yeah. No, Carolina's got like great socials, great atmosphere too. I hear those games are just a riot to go to live. And I hear it's more like a football kind of atmosphere because it's that part of the States where they're just in the parking lots having fun, that kind of vibe. So I don't know. Carolina's got everything going for them right now.
There's already Panthers fans in our chat saying we can't wait to eat the Carolina Hurricanes for cat food. So I think the Florida Panthers are, or at least their fans think it's over tonight, Jesse.
Oh, well, of course they do.
Netfred Present says the Canes are great. People are just bitter. They're great, but they're boring. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Freddie Anderson had a great series, too. Now, for Washington, Jess, what do you make of the way they went out? This is a team that was second place. Crazy improvement over last year. Ovi getting $895. The future is bright, but they really burnt out quickly.
Yeah, it's a little concerning for the last tenure of the Washington Capitals, where they've struggled to get out of the second round. They've done it once in Ovi's entire career. He's only reached the conference finals once, and that was the year where they won the Stanley Cup. So Washington doesn't have a great history of these deep runs, and you got to think they have a lot of young pieces right now to build on, but they have to look at their organization and question why we can't make a deep run in the playoffs, and we haven't since 2018, and we haven't before that.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, it's not been great.
Yeah.
It's not been great. Now, there are rumors, and I don't know where they're really coming from, about Ovechkin maybe not coming back next season now that he's got the record broken. He is closing in on 1,000 total NHL goals if you include regular season and playoffs. I think he's 20 or 30 away from it. I don't know the exact number, but it would be a shame to see him go. Crosby was asked at the World Championships today, hey, what do you think? Do you think he'll retire and go back to Russia and play in Moscow with the Dynamo? And Crosby said, yeah, I don't think so.
So Ovechkin did admit himself that that is a goal at one point in his career. It was I think in February-ish, leading into Four Nations. He did an article. He spoke to a journalist over in Russia, so it was an article in a Russian paper, so it's all through translation, all that. But he said he wanted to play for Domino Moscow. Is that how you pronounce it?
Dynamo Moscow.
Yeah, he wanted to play for that team eventually in his career. So the speculation is, how much time does he have left? How many legs does he have left? He has to get over there before he's completely cooked.
Yes.
So that's where the rumors are coming from, and I don't think they're that unfounded.
No, I think that's fair. Listen, the KHL's not an easy league either.
It's this offseason or next.
Yep.
That's it for me.
So we got to enjoy our OV time when we got it.
Yeah.
Now, worth mentioning today, in the case of the 2018 Team Canada hockey sexual assault case, the jury has been dismissed for the second time. This happened the first time in April when they declared a mistrial due to the defense lawyer approaching one of the original jurors at a sandwich shop across the street. This time, evidently, jury members felt targeted by the lawyers for the defense, specifically about their appearance. Apparently, there was a note passed to the judge, Jesse, where a couple jurors felt like the defense lawyers were looking at them up and down every time they walked in and then kind of laughing to themselves. When this was announced in the courtroom, both defense attorneys that were named in this kind of looked at each other and gave the WTF sort of look. I don't really know, and I would not speculate on this, but the lawyers themselves seemed really surprised. What does it mean from here, though? It means that the trial will continue as both prosecution and defense believe it's best to proceed. There was a scenario where if the defense had not wanted to proceed and pick a new jury, that they would have had to start this all over again. But considering that they've heard most of the testimony from both sides, it would make both sides, frankly, it would improve their arguments, and I think both sides just want to, get forward with this and make it and keep going. It's worth noting that EM, the witness in this case and the victim in this case, is spent days and days and days on the stand being cross-examined. So that would have been pretty ugly. It's nice to see them at least avoid that. The judge will now determine the ultimate outcome as this case wraps.
Yeah, Adam, you know lawyers well.
Yeah.
I'm just happy you're married to one, if anybody doesn't know. I'm happy that lawyers here came out and did the reasonable thing and not redo the whole trial. Like, I'm thankful and a little shocked that they all came to the conclusion, like, yeah, let's not just do what we did 2 weeks ago or for the last 2 weeks and do it all over again with a new jury. Let the judge make the decision on this. So I'm thankful that they came to that conclusion, the reasonable thing.
Now, I asked a few people that I know that are lawyers, and they basically said, I'm like, does that make it more or less likely to go one way or the other? And they say, you know what, it really doesn't, because with juries, you get the emotional factor, because these are non-trained people in a legal situation. In this case, it's a trained person in a legal situation, but it's hard to predict one way or the other. So any speculation that you hear going, oh, well, it's more likely to go this way, or, well, it's more likely to go that way, I would caution you on believing that, because, again, purely speculation. And in this case, we don't want to speculate. We just want to give you the facts. So that's what happened today. Moving on, Claude Giroux and the Senators have begun talks with an extension. He made $6.5 million the last 3 seasons with the Sens after so many years with the Flyers. 50 points this season, 5 more in the playoffs in 6 playoff games against the Leafs. He's a gamer. He's a leader. I can't see how the Sens don't bring him back, Jesse. It seems like he's brought a ton of leadership and stability to this franchise, which 3 years ago, man, was a mess.
Yeah, like the Sens are trending up, and he's somebody who, before he got there, like he wanted to go to Ottawa. He's from the area, and that's I think where he's going to spend the rest of his days. He's going to retire a Sen, and he's been very effective for them. When they had their little down spell during the season, and even like last season where they didn't make the playoffs and they struggled for a lot and they didn't take that step, like Giroux was an important piece for them, and he's always played well since he's become a Senator, so it only makes sense to keep him there.
There is an article on can Adam Foote, fix the Canucks. I said Fuchs.
Adam Fox?
Adam Foote.
Adam Fox would. I don't know how he's going to fix the Canucks.
He could help them. And it was funny because basically Tocchet and Alvin have had a lot of conversations with Elias Pettersson. And I thought that this quote's kind of going viral in Vancouver today, and I wanted to run it by you because Foote was kind of asked, hey, what did Tocchet tell you? Because he's worked under Rick Tocchet about getting Petey rolling. And what Foote suggested, or what Tocchet suggested was, have him have an itinerary for the day. When Petey walks in the door and we have our hands on him, give him a plan. This guy's going to work with you for 15 to 20 minutes on the power play sidewall. Then this is going to happen, and so on. Then they said, basically, Foote's going to have a fresh start with Petey. Petey's going to have a fresh start with Foote. Foote was the defense coach, so they didn't really have a lot to do with each other outside of the penalty kill. So that's what sort of Rick Tocchet had to say about it. Is it curious or alarming that a head coach needs to step in and give an $11.5 million player an itinerary for each game day?
Yeah, this is very interesting that they're discussing this publicly.
Yeah.
I don't know if this needs to be public information that you need to handhold your $11.5 million player to get him to play well. I'm happy that they have a plan, and I hope for the sake of Elias Pettersson that he turns the season around and his career around, really based on how it's trending right now. But it's a little weird that we have this information.
It is. It's what? Everything to do with the Canucks. I'm like, how do we know that?
Yeah. Like, why are you telling us? I don't need to know this.
It's the SportChek pregame show with Adam Wylde and Jesse Blake on the SDPN YouTube channel. Now, Jesse,
Can you tell people to hit like?
I'm going to, because we have 667 likes, as though that's not weirdest thing ever, 67. Hey, how about with 5,000 people watching?
Yeah, what?
Can we get some likes here, people?
Those
Come on.
ratios don't add up.
Yeah, that's garbage. At least, listen, if you're here to drink our tears, I understand it. At least give us a like. It's free. And I want to talk a little bit about Rick Tocchet. He was introduced today as, quote, the long-term solution as coach for the Flyers. He said, walking back into this city, this building, it's emotional. This fan base is one of a kind. No kidding. The passion, the accountability, the heart, that's what Flyers hockey is all about, and that's what I want to embody. He said, players today want trust, communication, and safety. It's not a dictatorship. We're in this together. Jesse, that last part, not a dictatorship, in this together. He also mentioned that there's some players, and I'm thinking Matvei Michkov, with some high ceilings. What does Rick Tocchet bring to this team in terms of building them towards the success that they want to be?
Yeah, like, we can't forget that Vancouver didn't want to let go of this guy.
No.
They offered him a contract and wanted to keep him for a lot of money, and he decided to go. And they wanted to keep him because he's a very good head coach, and we're into the next era of Flyers hockey, and they're building something really cool. I think it still might take a little bit to get there, but having John Tortorella out of the building now, where he didn't know how to coach young kids, and having somebody in here who's going to be there long term and usher in a new era of Flyers hockey, I think this team is going to be good in a couple of years, and like really good once they can solve the goaltending part of things. Especially, but like they got their coach for the next little while here. The
likes are pouring in, Jesse. Or one point, we got almost 1,000 in the last minute, which is great, but not enough. Get after it.
It's not enough.
Not enough. There's almost 5,500 people in this chat. Let's go. The QMJHL is looking at adding, and I know I've only got a couple minutes here.
You got a minute 40. 2
American teams, according to reports. It's Portland and Manchester. USA Hockey. Mario Cicchetti basically is optimistic about this. There's going to be some sort of partnership with USA Hockey. Kind of neat for the QMJHL. We've already seen it in the OHL, and the WHL wants to do it too.
I'm like all aboard for
Yeah.
this. Like anytime you're expanding and more people can play hockey, like it's not a bad thing.
No.
Like, root on. Who cares that it's the Americans? Like more hockey.
Yeah,
That's
it's great. No, it's
That's
awesome. It's excellent. It's great actually.
Yeah.
Now, Jesse, this is a question I asked you at the top of the show. I'm going to
Yes.
ask you again, and I'm going to ask it in the same way. Legacy game for the core. We got a minute until Steve Dangle joins us for the watch along. Hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends. The cement is mixed. It's now about to be poured. What we say about this core forever will be determined starting tonight. They're either the one that finally got it done or the one that never did. What do you think is most likely, Jesse, with about 30 seconds left?
I think the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight are going to prove that they can rise to an occasion where their backs up are against the wall, and they will win tonight, and we will have a game 7 on Sunday in Toronto, and that will be the true test. I don't think tonight's the true test at all.
But we start tonight, don't we? Don't we start talking about it?
Tonight's one little step on the long staircase to victory.
And with that, we leave it to Steve Dangle on the SDPN YouTube channel. I'm Adam Wylde for Jesse Blake. This has been the SDPN Steve Dangle Watch-Along pre-show from SportChek and Maple Leaf Square. Go Leafs, go! Let's get into Game 6.
Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we in our game? It's not logical, but you contemplate, are we in Should I do you mind? Oh,
It's not game 5. We know. Shut up. We're fixing it. Shut up. Shut up. We're fixing it. Don't worry. We're fixing it. Shut up. I said shut up. Come on. Shut up. No, I'm not drawing more attention to it, Drew. They were going to notice. They were going to notice. Just shut up. Everyone shut up. Yes! 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 Season on the line. For the first time this season, it's game 6. It's Florida. In Florida. Fans have packed Maple Leaf Square. Fans have packed Scotiabank Arena. The game's not even there. Now it says game 6. Resume. You don't have to shut up anymore. Steve Dangle here on the SDBN YouTube channel following a brilliant pregame show by Adam Wylde and Jesse Blake. This watch-along is brought to you by SportChek, your playoff destination. Let me tell you a little bit about SportChek Etobicoke North Queen, because that's your destination for everything pickleball. Oh, I said it. It's your destination for everything pickleball. Own the court with the right pickleball gear designed to boost your performance. I wouldn't have known where to go for pickleball stuff, and now I do. It is the SportChek Etobicoke North Queen. Whether you're new to the game or a complete professional, SportChek has multiple options to match your skills, including paddles, balls, shoes, accessories, clothing, and pickleball sets. So visit SportChek Etobicoke North Queen for your pickleball needs today. And tomorrow, we will be recording a brand new Steve Dangle podcast at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square just after 11 in the morning. Will we be talking about the end of the Leaf season, or will we be setting up a Game 7 on Sunday? Adam needs an SDPN series called Wylde Takes. We have actually talked about something like that. Hey, Steve, is someone getting the best of you? That was a really good Foo Fighters thing. Intro. Go Leafs. I do not want my Canes to play the Rats. Hi, Steve. Quick question. I am a Leaf fan because I have daddy issues. What? And only have known toxic relationships. Or is that just a coincidence? Go Leafs, go. Carol, I don't know what to do with all that. Boy, that's a lot. That is above my pay grade. Sport, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Wes Richard gifted 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you, thank you. Canadian Girl 83 gifted 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you, thank you. Hawks 23 gifted 1 SDPN membership. Thank you. Steve, how are you feeling about this game? And overall, I feel great. So good. Ha ha ha. We sickos watch when they lose because you are our voice. Thanks. Good luck, Steve. This one feels like OT to me. Thanks. Steve, are you okay? Do you need a hug? I always need a hug. Where my hug at? 2 things. Gotta hit him with the LA Knight. Yeah. And 2, do I wear my knockoff Leafs alt jersey tonight? Yes. Love you, Steve. Go Leafs go from Portland, Maine. Say it with me. Let's go! There. Leafs win because it's Leaf year to lose in 7. I'll take it. Here's hoping someone told Marner this is hockey, not figure skating. Canes fan here, scoping out our Eastern Conference opponent. The stat from Sportsnet Stats. I don't need to read it. I remember it. There have been 110 players in NHL history to score 400 career NHL goals in the regular season, and Austin Matthews is one of them. He is the only one of those 110 players to never score a goal after the first round. The only one. That has to change tonight. Let me get ready to tweet out the stream. They got the anthem on halftime, so I should be safe. Jeez, this is a real Super Bowl anthem. Drew, do you have over-under odds for Game 6 in Florida? Banner. You had no idea banner was that long of a word. You had no idea. Yo, Steve. Leafs better not let my boy Carlo down. He's been great. Game 6 and 7. First round, 6 seconds, 767. That is all. Thank you, Emo Jalapeno. That made sense. I am going to do my absolute best to keep up with the Super Chats tonight, but they are coming in fast. Just remember, Steve, there are still some of us in the mud with you. We hope with you. Not all here for the breakdown. Go Leafs, go. Hoping for the best, man. I agree. Thank you. Can we get an Arthur Morgan style? You're all right, boy. For the Leafs. Go Leafs, go. We need 60 minutes of cheesies. Oh, I forgot to bring down the cheesies. Oh, apparently we got a lot of complaints in the best of, like, why is he chewing cheesies into the mic? And here's the thing about that. Shut your mouth. Click like. Absolutely. We got 6,700 people in here already. It's a sign. 2,100 likes. That's not enough. Let's get that up. Drew wants first goal scorer. Austin Matthews. And do you need one for the Panthers, or they won't get one? Joseph Woll. He's unreal. Over under 3,000 viewer spike when Florida scores. Well, we're not going to get it. Puck is dropped, and the Panthers get it down the ice in a hurry. Woll to Tanev. Into the neutral zone. Here comes Marchand. Tries to get it around Tanev. Doesn't work. Tanev. McCabe. Get it up the ice. Quick shift for the top line. They're off already. Holmberg is with the second line. We got Domi with Pacioretty and McMahon. Yarncroke is back in the lineup. We got some changes, folks. Wool still net, same decor. Tavares is after it, trying to beat out the icing. He can't. First icing of the game goes against the Leafs. Shane from Sault Ste. Marie here. Game 5 wasn't worth the price of tickets. Oh, we found him! But meeting most of the SDPN crew was awesome. There you go. Hey, Steve, can I get a shout out for my son, Leighton? He loves your channel, and it'd blow his mind. Shout out to Leighton! I said skip game 6 with your wife, but still rooting for you. Lawton first goal. I like that. Forsling puts it into the back of Brandon Carlo. Holmberg breaking out with it. Into Bobrovsky, easily stopped, but he gathers the rebound. Skips Nylander's stick. Leaves the zone. Reinhart gets it deep. A little over a minute into this game. Verhaeghe bursting up the left side. Throws it around for Tkachuk and Bennett. Benoit and Domi counter battling. Domi gets positioning, but there's too many Panthers there. Kulikov has it. He puts it below the goal line. Ekman Larson has to hurry up and hit Bennett. Panthers center it. Leafs clear it. And McMahon's going to get after it. Man, he was such an important part of the Leafs offense during the regular season, and his production has died a terrible death in these playoffs. Needs to get back into it. Lawton out. Hucks it down the ice. Leafs changing. McCabe back out there with Tanev. Click like, click subscribe, tell your friends. I'm Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. This watch along is brought to you by SportChek. And a reminder, tomorrow we're going to be recording a brand new Steve Dangle podcast a little after 11 in the morning at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. It's a Saturday. Long weekend. What else are you doing? McCabe, turnover behind his own net. He gets it back to Nyes. Tries to get it deep. Doesn't really work. Matthews can't hold the zone. The allergies are getting better and better, but they're still there. The most entertaining outcome is Marner and Matthews dominate. I agree. Bobrovsky plays it behind his net. 3 minutes into the first period. Panthers get it deep. Going to be a lot of this game spent in the corner, behind the net. Ekblad on! Rebound! Leafs come up with it. Marner to Holmberg as the top line switches off and Holmberg dumps it. First goal, Matthews. Own goal, says Canada Born. How dare you? Forsling breaking out with it. Is that icing or offside? They called that icing. All right. Domi had a good defensive play there. They're highlighting. Nosix made himself very useful in the series. Yes, Kyle. Vibes indeed. Face off at center ice. Leafs come up with the puck. Shots are 1-0 for the Leafs. So that means they're going to dominate. Panthers might not get a shot. At all night. Leafs breaking out with it. Holmberg up the ice for Nylander. He didn't find him. Is this icing? It is not. 4 minutes gone in the first period. Up the ice. That's going to be icing. It's waved off for some reason. Tanev. Pacioretty finds Domi, who dumps it for McMahon. McMahon gets it to Tanev. Oh, that's blocked. Oh, McCabe holds the line. No one knew it, though. Oh, Kachuk, good job holding the zone. Bennett stopped by Wylde. 15:27 to go in the first period. Michael, welcome to SDP VIP. We got 7676 here in the chat, but only 2,800 likes. Please click like. It takes a second. It's free to do, and it helps us out a lot. If you're just checking us out, you're not spending any money. Free entertainment. All I ask is you click like. That's the cost of admission. That's all I need from you. That's all I need. Lawton, D-zone draw against Nosek. Leafs win that draw. So one thing they've pretty consistently done well this series is the draws. They're not out of their zone, though. Riley up the ice. It's out of reach of everyone. I don't think this will be icing, though. Yarncroke battling for it. Oh, turnover by the Panthers in their own end. Yarncroke cycles it for Lawton. He needs help from his teammates. They're not there. Panthers come out with it. I think this is going to be icing, though. 14:52 to go in the first. Robert Bet, hope the Leafs win, but they do have to realize if it walks and talks like a duck, why do the Leafs think it's a dog? A change must happen. Let's save that for the eulogy if it comes. I don't have anything written down. I haven't prepared a speech. Any word on Stallers? He's in Toronto. He's on the ice, which is good. Bennett! Benoit! I hate that those two are in the same series. Matthews has his stick held. They're not going to call that. Marner stapled to the boards by Ekblad. Matthews, good job holding the zone. His shot is blocked, and we get a whistle. AJ Greer is down. Is this going to be a Leafs penalty kill early? Benoit going to the box. Horrible. I don't know what it was. I guess we're going to see. Joseph Fredenberg, welcome to SDP VIP. It's always a pleasure watching the Leafs cook. Yeah, Benoit interference. You're in the offensive zone. Top line is out there. They're actually doing their thing. That started as a really good shift. And as the team's sixth defenseman, you take that call a little over 5 minutes into the game. Benny, can't happen. Can't happen, Benny. Panthers with it. Reinhart, Verhaeghe. It just can't happen, Benny. Seth Jones. Barkov on. Stop by Woll. Rebound. Stop by Woll. 1:38 to go in this early penalty kill. Can we talk about the Leafs going after Marchand in the offseason? I mean, he loves scoring at Scotiabank Arena. I don't want to talk about the offseason. Wool stats in elimination games. He had a 960 and a 930 in 2023 and a 964, and I didn't even see the other one last year. He's sick. Panthers. They're at the point. Double deflection. Doesn't make its way through. Lawton tries to cradle it. Can't get rid of it. He does a good job with his stick there. Tanev does a good job digging in the corner. Verhaeghe, cross ice. Barkov, shot! That was Tkachuk, sorry. Can the Leafs get it out? They cannot. Reinhart. Verhaeghe loses the puck, gets it back, shoots wide, and it goes down the ice. 1:05 to go in this penalty kill. Man, Steve has missed 2 of my super chats. I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. There's over 8,000 people in here. Thank you. My wife brought the Hawkins cheesies. Thank you, my wife. Mrs. Dangle. Mrs. Dangle. Leafs get it down the ice. That's the kind of call that keeps you out of Game 7. This Game 7 lineup, if there is one. I don't think Benoit is getting scratched. He'd have to be pretty bad. Panthers down low. Good read from Marner. And the Leafs get it down the ice again. 20 seconds to go in this penalty kill that's gone pretty well. These cheesies are for emergency only. If I need them and I'm depressed. Panthers, one last chance here. Forsling, one-timer on! That ends up wide in front! Fired down the ice, and the penalty is killed. That's a good early penalty kill. You don't like to need a good early penalty kill, but it's good to have one. Nylander finds Holmberg. Holmberg for Tavares. Shoots that wide. Carlo on through traffic. Oh, Tavares! Oh, that was a good chance. Angela, welcome, and thank you for the 20 SDPN memberships. If you got a gifted membership from Angela, be sure you thank her. Holmberg battling Forsling. Holmberg to Tavares shot. That one goes wide. Carlo again. Why not? Stop by Bob. Rebound again. Oh, it ends up in the corner. Keep doing it. Put pucks on net. Go to the net. Put pucks on net. Not rocket science. David Moberg, welcome to STP VIP. Mrs. Dangle saves the day again. I agree. Carlo gets it down the ice as everyone changes. His first period's humming along. The 20 spot was for Mrs. Dangle. Love that. Panthers blocked. They're at the point on. Blocked. Point again. Jones. On, blocked. Oh, Domi with another great defensive stick there. I'd like him to spend less time in the defensive zone, but he's doing some good things while he's there. OEL. Was that a bird? Anyone else see that fly in front of the screen? Oh. The Leafs' third pair has taken 2 penalties in the first 9.5 minutes. Can't happen. Can't happen. Oliver Ekman-Larsson trip for Hagee. Can't happen. Steve, what's your favorite bird and why? This is important. Loon. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. This watch along heading into a penalty kill is brought to you by SportChek. Hey, have you got the passion? Do you want others to know you've got the passion? Well, SportChek has new Maple Leafs tees, hoodies, and hats in stock from Mitchell and Ness. I cannot believe how many hats they have in stock, and I've been looking at all of them every time I go in to record a podcast. Just saw the new collection downstairs here at SportChek and Maple Leaf Square, and everything I saw looked incredible, especially those new Matthews, Nylander, and Nyes tees. All three of those guys are going to have to be big on the penalty kill. Well, Nylander they only use sometimes. Matthews for sure. Nyes for sure. You wear these around town, you're going to be getting high fives from fellow Leaf fans all day. Check them out. And tomorrow we're going to be recording the brand new Steve Dangle podcast at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square just after 11 o'clock. Boys are really playing with fire again. They sure are. They're on pace to get 4 penalties in the first period again. Sam Novotny sent 5 SDPN memberships. Gracias. Speedy V! Costco gravy is so rich in flavor, just impeccable. Thank you, Speedy V. Steve, love your streams. As a once Leafs hater and Oiler fan, I feel really bad for the Leafs fan base these days. Wish you well, my friend. Thank you. Steve, regardless of how this game goes, thank you for an amazing season, watching 60 games this season with all 3 of you. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Nicholas. And the penalty kill has begun. Verhaeghe. Jones. Whoa! Tried to set up Barkov for the one-timer. Barkov. Jones. Verhaeghe in front! Ah! Matthews and McCabe digging for it. Matthews kicks it away from danger, but Verhaeghe gets it. Oh, screwed up. And Marner shovels it out. 30 seconds gone here. Florida's never won a series after being down 2-0. Hey, I like it. I started watching the podcast this year. I enjoyed your content. Blues and Panthers fan here. Thank you. Leafs can't clear that. It was deflected, I believe. Stop by Wall. Halfway through the first period, 1 minute, 5 seconds to go in this penalty kill. Nyes is out there with Yarncroke. Oh, the Leafs. Oh, how don't you clear that? You can't fan on that, Benny. Barkov on. Ah! And the Panthers do the Leafs a favor by screwing it up. Oh, my gosh. Benny. 45 seconds to go in this penalty kill. Will there be a finger flick this game? I hope so. Lindell gains the zone. Tanev, good work. Lorentz gets it down the ice. 30 seconds to go in this kill. These have been 2 pretty good kills so far. As penalty kills go. 20 seconds to go in this penalty kill. Bennett gains the line. Tanev to McCabe. Lawton gets it down the ice. 10 seconds to go in this kill. Steve, would you keep Tavares if we can talk him into a league minimum contract? Yes. The penalty has been killed. Here comes Matthews. Oh, lined up by Bennett. He stays with it. Matthews shoots. It's deflected wide. Oh, that would have been incredible. Bennett had him lined up, and he stopped at Marner. Denied. Stopped by Bobrovsky. What a save. What a chance. Here's the top line. Let him cook. Don't take a penalty. Matthews on through traffic. That's in the corner. Marner. Riley on. That's blocked in the slot. This is a good shift here, boys. Real good shift. Riley fans on that. Behind the net for Carlo. Off the back of the net. Back to Riley. 8:08 to go in the first period. Long pass up the ice. That's deflected. No ice. Mikkola. Here come the Panthers. That's dumped. Benoit takes his man out. Holmberg to Benoit. OEL. Holmberg's had a lot of the puck. OEL jumping up in the rush. He's giving it to Tavares. Nylander. You got bodies in front. He puts it on. Stopped by Bob. They're testing Bob now. Good defensive stick there from Carlo. 7:30 to go in the first. SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends. I see there's 10,000 people in here and only 3,800 likes. Get it up. Get it up. Domi with the steal. His pass is off target. That's all right. Pour one out to the hockey gods. May the puck bounce ever in your favor. Thank you, Carol. Carlo in his own end. Leafs get it out in the neutral zone. McMahon pursuing it. He might have created a turnover. Here's Domi. They're heavily outnumbered as they change. McCabe. Throw it into traffic. It's behind the net. Domi. McCabe. Shot. Through traffic. Stopped by Bob. Bodies in front. Ekblad goes down. Whistle blows. McMahon is being double teamed. 6:45 to go in the first period. And we got a brouhaha, our first one of the game. Yeah, Drew says, watch out for the goalie, you jerks. Yeah. You wouldn't want to hurt him. You never want him to get hurt. Just like Bennett. You never want that. He doesn't try to do that. They're just playing for the puck. We got a TV timeout here. Oh. Steve Dangle here. SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell your friends this watch along is brought to you by SportChek tomorrow, a little after 11 in the morning. Excuse me. We're going to be recording the Steve Dangle podcast at the SportChek at Maple Leafs Square. You can't miss it. Go to Maple Leaf Square. Turn in a circle until you see SportChek. There it is. You found it. Yeah, producer Hayden says, what's with all these blown off icings? Do the refs have somewhere to be? There have been a few, like going both ways. I don't know why they were blown dead. Talenseer, kerfuffle is so much easier to say than brouhaha. I will adapt. I will pivot. You will see more kerfuffles than brouhahas. It is better. You know what? Adam says Hottentot button quail is a great bird as well. Really knows its role and doesn't try to do too much. There are so many great bird names. A grackle is a great name. Tufted titmouse, also a great name. Tufted titmouse is not made up, Drew. Google it. You have seen a tufted titmouse, I can guarantee. I can guarantee you've seen and heard a tufted titmouse. As a Habs fan, I love your content and hope the Leafs make it through because Canada. Also, for a second straight game, there are more fans in the stream than in the Leafs arena. It's empty. No, it is not, Patrice. You should see how many fans are in that arena. Steve, the next jersey I'm getting is going to be a Dangle one. Thank you for bringing the love. Wow! I hope you get it lettered at SportChek. Face off in the Panther zone. Leafs come up with it. OEL. Well, I don't know what he was doing there. He's out there with Riley, and I think he hit Riley with it. Panthers get out of their zone, but Willie takes it back. Tavares shovels it on to Bob, who gets it to Marchand. Off the glass. Not out, thanks to the jump of Willie. Oh, they call it a hand pass. Kyle, great point. Blue-footed booby is the king of birds. Not only is the blue-footed booby a real bird, but my parents got me like a National Geographic like pamphlet subscription for a few months when I was a kid. And I brought in a pamphlet of the blue-footed booby to school. There's a picture of me with Chris Draper when I was a kid, and I think the pamphlet was behind me when he visited our class. I'll have to find it. Marner wins the draw just outside of the Panther zone. Great winger win. As you know, one of my obsessions. Ekman Larson finds Nyes. Marner pursues the dumped puck. Bumps his man. Matthews takes it off him. He's waiting for options. Nyes helps him. Nyes and Matthews is such a formidable puck battle duo. OEL over to Benoit into the corner for Nyes. Nyes stops up. Top line in the offensive zone again. Nyes centers it. Doesn't work. OEL shot. Stopped by Bob. Matthews centers it. Benoit. OEL. For Matthews. This looks like a power play. Benoit. Oh, Ekman Larson tries to find Matthews. Doesn't work. Matthews on. That's behind the net. This is a good shift. 5:30 to go in the first period. And Pacioretty out there now as the Leafs try to get a change. Donating due to the volume of bird talk. I'm a huge birder. I'm watching Cooper's Hawks as I'm typing this. Here come the Panthers. 2-on-2. Shot! That one goes wide of Wool's glove. McMahon, with a burst of speed, gets it to center and chases it himself. Gets it on his stick. Kulikov hits him. Domi gets it. Leafs doing a great job with offensive possession here. Shots are 7-2 for the Leafs. Yarncroke cycles. McMahon, this is probably the best he's looked. Centers it. The Panthers turn it aside. McMahon holds the zone. It's in the slot on Kulikov's stick. He gets it out. And the Panthers get it up the ice. They'll call that icing. 4:38 to go in the first period. You know what? Considering the Leafs took 2 penalties in the first 10 minutes, good period. Good period at even strength. I know. Yeah, Florida was out shooting Toronto 4-2, and now Toronto is out shooting them 7-2. The shot counter this year has been on absolute drugs. The blue-footed booby was literally my favorite bird as a kid. Love that. Tavares against Bennett. Tavares comes up with it. Riley. Holmberg. Riley. On! I don't think that made its way through. Panthers airmail it. They're reeling a little bit here. Up the ice. They gain the line. This is a partial 2-on-1 for Florida. Holmberg on the back check. Oh boy, he gets his ankles broken. Shot. That is wide. That would have been an embarrassing goal. Holmberg, man, he gives his 100% to everything, good or bad. Steve, too bad you guys are not going to be at SportChek on Sunday. No, we'll be prepping for Game 7. Riley holding it behind the Leafs net. Oh, yeah, that's right. Adam and Jesse will be there for the pre-stream. Matthews bullying through the Panthers. Marner in there helping. Matthews hucks it around for OEL. OEL out of the reach of Benoit, and they're in the neutral zone. Benoit, not a great pass. Leafs end up with it anyway. Nyes gets it deep. 3:30 to go in the first period. Marner trying to take it off Seth Jones. Matthews takes out his man. Barkov breaks in with Reinhart. Reinhart hunted by Lorentz. Schmidt has it at the point. A cross ice one-timer. That's wide. Panthers have missed the net a few times. OEL with it in his own end. Love a Peregrine Falcon. That's a good pick. Schmidt dumps it. Nosek with it. Kulikov way up in the play. Yarncroke gets it to OEL. That pairing's been out there a little bit. 2:35 to go in the first period. Lorentz shovels that deep. 10,000 people in here, 4,300 likes. Let's get that to 5,000. Let's get us halfway there at very least. It's free. It takes a second, and it helps out the channel a whole big bunch. If you're here to celebrate with me, if you're here to watch me cry, whatever you're here to do, the toll is click like, please. That's into the Panthers bench with 2:10 to go in the first period. Lesser Nighthawk for me, followed closely by Great Heron. Lusterinen almost ended Pontus Holmberg's career before it really began. Hey, Steve, favorite Canadian snacks? Sans Cheesies. Oh. Oh, thank you, Drew. I never thought this would happen, on YouTube on this channel without us getting demonetized. But here I am sitting next to a booby. There's a booby right here on screen. Everyone, check out this magnificent booby. This booby is rather plump. Wouldn't you agree? This is a blue-footed booby. Hello, blue-footed booby. I have here, one second. So after Chris Draper got hit from behind in the conference final in 96, I believe, Red Wings and friggin' Avalanche. I'm not going to repeat what Drew just said. Chris Draper visited our class. Now, there's another angle of this photo of me inexplicably in a Chicago Bulls friggin' baseball jersey. But I'm positive there is a pamphlet of the blue-footed booby behind. And when I find it, the crowd will pop. Whoa, Matthew Williamson, birds! That is all. Thank you, Matthew. 2:10 to go in the first period. Face off at center ice. Leafs come up with it again. Panthers yeeted on to Joseph Woll. Steve, can I hear your best Dutch impersonation? I don't do Dutch. Vanderland. Nylander. That puck goes into the Leafs bench with 1:54 to go in the first period. Steve Dangle, noted booby advocate. We have to protect them. It's the perfect size. Fits perfectly in your hand, says Whoopty. I heart boobies, says Henry Doorley. Steve, you going to go to another Jens game next year? I sure would like to. Don't yell that too loud. Mrs. Dangle will be whooping your ass. That's fair. Leafs win the faceoff again. Riley dumps it. McMahon is out there with Marner and Matthews for the offensive zone draw. Very interesting. Huh. He has looked great. Panthers hemming the Leafs in here. Oh, they fan on it again, as they've done a few times tonight. They dump it. That's Boquist. Around for Marner. 1:15 to go in the first. Leafs with the puck behind their own end. The Learbird from Australia can imitate a chainsaw. Leafs will win it for the boobies. They gain the zone, but they're offside. 1:06 to go in the first period. Nyes looks shaken up on the bench. Oh, he does, doesn't he? What happened? I'm not going to lie. That looks like a guy who got hit in the pills. Producer Drew, if you can hear me, put up 2 boobies and call it a rack. 1 minute to go in the first period. This is quality content, folks. Yarncroak, cross ice for Pacioretty. That's offside too, apparently. Pacioretty put it on ice, and the Panthers didn't like that. Kulikov's going to say, hey, hey, hey. Lusteranen's going to say, hey, hey, hey. Relax. It's just a shot. At least it's not an elbow. Why is Robo not in the lineup? He's shown he wants it. I don't think he had a huge impact on last game. He did score at the end. That was cool. What about the tufted titmouse, says Dave? We've been talking about the tufted titmouse, actually. AI in the chat says viewers are discussing boobies. Face off just outside the Panthers zone. 54.9 seconds ago. Leafs win that one also. Gosh, what is the percentage at? Kulikov being harassed by Domi. Yarncroak in there. OEL holds the line. Domi, who's been great at finding open ice, finds Yarncroak, who just deflects it. Yarncroak plays it back to OEL. That's a good play there. Nice tried to throw a hit, but got the worst of it. Okay, I'm sure they'll show the replay. Baltimore is a bird town with the Orioles and Ravens. I hadn't thought about that. Guys, game 6 is going on. 20 seconds to go in the first period. That goes out of play. 17.5 seconds to go in the first period. Boom, dee, boom, dee, boom, dee, boom, dee, boom. Did you know a blue-footed booby is named after the Spanish word bobo, meaning foolish? I did not know that because they tend to run into danger. Face-off just outside the leave zone. Lawton wins that. Super clean. 15 seconds to go in the first. Tanev. Up the boards. Lorentz gets that out. McMahon's out there again. And the end of the first period has the Leafs with a 7-2 shot advantage over the Panthers. The Panthers got 2 power plays. The Leafs did a good job shutting them down. And when things were at 5-on-5, Leafs looked pretty good, but losing Matthew Nyes would be horrible. So we will see when we come back for the second period if Matthew Nyes can return to this game. He never left the bench, which is probably a good sign. Came for the bird facts and a hockey game broke out. I just got on the stream and the topic was boobies. Wait, Allen Iverson describes YouTube chats. You guys are in a good mood considering the circumstances. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends that this watch along is brought to you by SportChek. Wes Richard sent 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you very kindly. Can trivia be bird or boobies? Or booby related? 1 second. What is trivia about tonight? Second overall pick trivia. Interesting. Drew, what is the first intermission clip? Adam Foote hired by the Canucks, and what does that mean? Here's your homework. All right, there's 10,000 in here. I'm going to give you a free ticket to fun. Tonight, we are doing trivia at second intermission. Link is in the description. It's the Spark app. Get it. Get it in your phone. If you put your phone number in, you'll get a text notification for when the trivia starts. It starts at second intermission, but you never know. Maybe you'll forget. Maybe you'll go to get a snack. Maybe you'll go to take a dump. It's none of my business what you do, but if you get text notifications from Spark, you will not miss trivia. First prize is, do you know what first prize is? No. It's going to be great, though. Second and third prize are these Spark and SDPN mini sticks. They are very fun to hit yourself in the face with. I've been doing it very often. And fourth prize onward is 15% off at the SDPN shop. First prize is a Jack Eichel McFarlane figure from McFarlane Toys. I was on another stream, but came here for you. Hell yeah, you did. How's the heart rate so far, Steve? I'm going to die. I think a lot of us came for the boobies. We'll have more boobies later. Drew, the people want boobies. And they're going to get, first you're going to get, okay, you wanted boobies? You'll get boobies. But first, you're going to have to settle for a foot.
Adam Foote is now the coach of the Canucks, and you can call this the Quinn Hughes pick because Quinn Hughes was a big Rick Tocchet guy. Rick Tocchet didn't want to be there anymore, so the Canucks said, Quinn, who do you want? We've interviewed these guys, and Quinn was like, yeah, it's Adam Foote. Thanks so much.
They gave it to Adam Foote.
Yes. Now, Adam Foote has an interesting record as a coach. I am kind of surprised by this. I did think that they would go Manny Malhotra. I really did. And you know, he's been an assistant coach with the Vancouver Canucks for 3 years. So he's moving up. but they've been a pretty spotty 3 years. So you're picking somebody within the dressing room. Before that, he was okay as the head coach of the Kelowna Rockets. You know, junior teams go through spurts. It's hard to really judge. But, like, this is a guy who's been an assistant since 22, 23, came in with Tocchet when Bruce Boudreau was let go. And I wonder, what do we think is going to be different there? Or is it just a pre-existing relationship where people really like this guy?
I think it's that. They're trying to rock the boat as little as possible here. They didn't want to lose Tocchet, and they did. This is them trying to keep everyone happy, trying to keep everything stable. Like, Bruce Boudreau was head coach of this team not very long ago, right? It's Boudreau and then Tocchet, and that's a lot of turnaround for a team that fancies themselves better than they are. Like, I would believe it if you told me they made the playoffs next year, because for some reason the Canucks fool me every year. You think the Leafs fool me every year. Vancouver Canucks have me in a chokehold that I can't explain. They seem too talented to be as bad as they are. I think you hire Adam Foote, you hire the assistant coach to try to maintain the status quo as much as you humanly can.
Do you think, Jesse, that Adam Foote, being there as long as he has, seeing the best and worst of Elias Pettersson, can bring the best back out? Because he has seen both.
No, that might be a lost cause.
You think so? Wow. It's not just an injury?
Because it's like, how long has this been going on? Eventually, we have to admit that this player isn't the peak of his powers anymore, and they're a little lesser. I think he gets back to something that he was before, like a version of it, but I don't know if he ever gets back to fully what he was. Like, just because he hasn't displayed that in, a year and a half? I think it's been like since going into last postseason, we haven't seen Elias Pettersson really excel as the Pettersson that earned his $11.5 million contract. And maybe now a full off season away from JT Miller will help him out, and a full season away from him, because that was a really driving force around his play on the ice, which I don't think is a good excuse.
I don't think
so.
What
did JT Miller hurt his knee?
Right. So I don't know. I don't know about Pettersson going forward. Like, I wouldn't trade for him if I'm on another team. But, like, I think the Vancouver Canucks have organizational problems from the top down that Adam Foote can't solve. I think it starts with Rutherford and how he's running things, and maybe even it starts with Aquilini and how he's running things, and it goes down from there. Like, it's been a mess of a couple of weeks. If you look at just the news stories that come out of Vancouver and the amount of yapping that Rutherford's been doing, and the amount of times he should have put his foot in his mouth talking about these things.
Yeah.
And losing Tocchet when you want him and are like, hey, here's all this money. And the guy's just like, no, I don't want all this money to remain here because it's such a toxic situation. And the way the regular season played out with the Miller and Pettersson drama playing out so publicly, and then the reason JT Miller goes to New York and he's like, yeah, I was just kind of too competitive for them. And that's not what you want out of, that's not what you want the guy to say. Like, that's his side of the coin here, right? Yeah. Like, it's one side of the story. We don't know how Vancouver, well, we know kind of how Vancouver feels about it too. They thought he was the toxic one and needs to get him out of the room because of what he was doing to the other players in the room.
And then he was the only Ranger trying.
And then I agree with them. If he's toxic and things spread from there, you need to get rid of the thing that's growing the mold or whatever. So I think it's just a very messy situation in Vancouver. I never like a hockey team that has a lot of noise around them.
Yeah.
You never hear good things about teams that have a lot of noise.
And they traded Miller, and it's like the guy they get back is a guy with head injuries, and he immediately gets one.
Man.
Like, the Hedl return on that, for me, is the thing that stings the hardest.
Everything that could have gone wrong did.
But they didn't have to take Hedl back.
No. I mean, it was not a great hit, but not great hits happen in the NHL. I look at this somewhat harshly in the same way that I did with the Flyers acquiring Ryan Ellis. Remember they did that? He played 4 games, looked actually really good in those 4 games, and then he got hurt. I was like, well, yeah, it's Ryan Ellis.
He's good.
He's good, but he gets hurt. Like, this, we knew this, man. Like, so it's difficult to have sympathy for the team. You traded for a situation where this might happen, and then it did. With the Canucks, though, like, hopefully Hedl's young enough and the injury isn't serious enough that he comes back. Hopefully Marcus Pettersson. What a nightmare. Hopefully
Why did he sign that extension? He must be going, man, I could have gone to free agency.
What's your name? Jim? Oh, Jim? 2 Jims. 3. Like, holy crap. It's an episode of Shoresy playing it out. for 82 games. Shout out to the Vancouver Canucks broadcast crew for that nightmare. But maybe Marcus Pettersson can solidify everything back there. I don't think it's very complicated. Have a solid D-core that can move the puck and defend, get some saves, score some friggin' goals.
Yeah.
Like, if Pettersson shows up, they'll make the playoffs.
If Demko's healthy.
It's such a big if.
Demko was second in Vezina Trophy in the 23-24 season.
Wow.
And then the following season,
Wow.
he plays 23 games and is an 889. And we forget, like, that injury he had during last season's playoffs. Remember how it was so wishy-washy about, like, when could he come back? And people thought he'd be back for the series if they got through the Oilers, you know? And they're like, oh, he could be back anytime.
And he's got some injury to a muscle like no one has ever.
It was only a
injured
couple
in the
soccer
NHL.
players that have ever had that injury in terms of sports. Yeah, that was what came out during the offseason leading into training camp. And then he wasn't ready for training camp. And then he eventually got back and played games. And then it was only 23 during the regular season.
Who do you even turn to in those situations? Like, I remember the more I learned about that, going, this sounds very bad, actually. We need to stop talking about him like he's going to be back next week and good. I don't think he can be both those things at the same time.
Right. Pick one.
It's either going to take a while or it take a while and he's going to be okay and we'll see, or he can come back immediately and he's going to stink.
Yeah. So you're kind of happy with your decor. It's just that offense needs a revamp and your goaltending is a question mark.
Jesse talks about noise around the Canucks. They were able to lock up their 11th overall pick, Tom Willander, but the reason they hadn't been able to lock him up before, and by the way, this guy was drafted almost a year ago.
Yeah.
The reason they
11th overall.
they couldn't grab him, they couldn't grab their own draft pick is because they were like, we're not going to give you Schedule A bonuses. And Tom Willander said, cool, then I won't sign. And the Canucks said, well, you're going to capitulate eventually. And what ended up happening was the Canucks capitulated.
Yeah, what a ridiculous line in the sand for them to draw.
Not the 11th overall guy. Things are going so. Here's the thing: if Vancouver has a really good season and they're still in the playoffs today, maybe he does capitulate.
Yeah.
But you put yourself at such a disadvantage in your own chaos that he's looking at you going, "You need me." What if Quinn Hughes goes in a year or two? You need me. You need me.
It was such a ridiculous line in the sand to draw.
And by the way, we were talking about it. Jesse and I were talking about the pre-show. I'm like, don't listen. Give him the Schedule A bonuses. If he hits them, he hits them.
Yeah.
You want him to hit those though. Why wouldn't you want
I'd love to know what the bonuses are for exactly.
Yeah, because I don't know what they are for defense. I know what they are for forwards.
He had 2 goals in the NCAA this season. Like, are they offensive?
No, I don't think so. It's
Like, and I'm not criticizing him. It's just that's not the kind of defense. It's not the kind of defenseman he is. Like, surely they're not point totals. Are they games played? You know, that's still up to you, eh? Like, I don't understand why they drew that line in the sand and made this such a distraction for a fan base that has been rightfully so just riddled with anxiety for so long. Like, it's like I was saying years ago with Line A and the Jets. Just give Jets fans an answer. Either sign him to an extension now or trade him. Enough. Let's give Canucks fans something to feel good about here, and it cost them a rounding error in their budget books. Good. Get it done. Let's all feel happy. This is a time of year where there are some really good teams with miserable fan bases because they make it to the second round and then they lose. Everyone. But if you miss the playoffs entirely, you can win May. You can win May real easy. You just got to make your fans happy. Sign some college pick. You didn't even have to go out and find someone new. You just had to find your own 11th overall pick and give him a contract that he's willing to sign.
Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. This watch along is brought to you by SportChek. So right now I'm just writing up a fire tweet. It's fire. All I'm saying is second period, followed by the link to this stream. There we go. Steve, have you had a sandwich from Black Camel on Young and Rosedale? I have not, but I love food. So I will try. Toronto Blue Jays. Nah, Toronto Blue Boobies. That's right. Foot for the job. Didn't know Vancouver was into that. Then you don't know Vancouver. So Nyes had probably the Leafs' best scoring chance of the period, but he was injured at the end of that period. Holmberg and McMahon, I believe, were taking chances on his line, shifts on his line, I should say. Now, there's a clip going around from Tic Tac Tomar where he does some lip reading, and it looks like Nyes says, "I can't even move it." We don't know that's what he said. I love the lip reading stuff. I really do. I love Omar. I love John Boy. I love all of it. But we don't really know. Nyes never left the bench. That's good. So we'll see what happens. And if he is out, dig deep. It's the playoffs. Guys get hurt. Dig deep. Find someone else. Bobby. Someone else has to fill in for Bob. Dig deep. Dig deep. No, it's the playoffs. No one feels bad for you, and time doesn't stop. If he can play, great. If he can't play, no one's going to care. Maybe he stays in the lineup, but he's moved to a different line, and McMahon replaces him, and Nyes does what he can on the forecheck. Who knows? Steve, you must give Bob a new nickname to break the curse, like in Never Ending Story. Do it. What about Rov? Instead of Bobrovsky, it's just Rov. Now, okay, so Justin did this. If you type the word bird, it becomes a blue-footed booby in the chat. That's crazy. If you're a member. Only if you're a member. And if you want to become a member or even gift some memberships to people, lower right-hand corner of the chat box, there's a little dollar sign. Click that, and it'll give you options. Fly, boobies, fly. I'm seeing a bunch of white text going bird, and it's not working. You got to get a membership. Justin, help these poor folks out. The people want boobies! When you retire from hockey, will they ask you for your skates? I doubt that. Oh, it's bird in all caps. So not bird. You got to go bird! Matthew's shooting percentage is going to regress so hard to the frogging mean the next game and a half. Gosh, I hope so. Welcome to SDP VIP. The chat is absolutely going off. Boobies, boobies. Hey, while you're trying to summon boobies, please click like. We have 55 likes. Sorry, no, we don't. 5,500 likes, but 8,300 people are in here. Come on. Thank you to Corrupted for one SDPN membership. You legend. You beauty. Wow. Ozone time, Panthers won. Slot driving plays, Panthers won. Turnover chances, Panthers won. Rush chances, 1-1. So even though the Leafs owned the shots, the Panthers had more stuff. Nyes is on the ice. He looked not comfortable at all. We'll see how this goes. Cooper's Hawks, I'm watching, have hatchlings. Congratulations. New segment, BFR, Boobies fans react weekly. Don't you know that bird is the word? I do. Did someone get Austin a Fresca? Austin and Mitch and Nyes, I thought, looked great in the first period. Now, Nyes appears to be out there for the first shift of this period. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. This watch along is brought to you by SportChek. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. And Nyes is out there for a regular shift. There he is chasing after Reinhart.
Marner gets it out of his own zone. Jones recovers. Nyes is on the forecheck. Marner, great job on Boquist. Battling. And Marner gets it out. Seth Jones dumps it as the Panthers get a change. Second period, long change for both teams. McCabe has that skip over his stick. He's battling Marchand to get it back. Matthews gets it off Marchand. McCabe for Tanev. McCabe intercepted. Oh boy, standing stock still. Shot. That's blocked. Marner still out there. Holmberg and Tavares have come on. Shot. Stop by Wool. Where's the puck? Wool covers it up. 1 minute and 1 second into the second period. Is Lou Lamoriello's Lexus doing okay? I assume so. Don't you know the bird is the word? Bird. Next year, we should have an SSM meetup. Is that Sault Ste. Marie? Or is this more boobies? I know it's water under the bridge, but how much of a difference do you believe Stollers and net would have made? It's really hard to say. Face off in the Leaf zone, Panthers. Carlo battling for that. I think they're equally good goalies, but that shot goes wide. Wool gobbles that up. Stoller specifically, his skill set of playing the puck helped stifle the things that make the Panthers' offense so potent. And Wool has struggled to fill that void. And also, Stollers is bigger and can bully these guys. It's just, Wool is still really good, but it's just different, right? And I think Stollers might have been better suited. Not to mention Stollers took practice shots from these guys. How many thousands of them? Yarncroke in his own end, face off against Bennett. Bennett wins it. Kulikov, that's wide. Back in front. Gathered by Lawton, and the Leafs break it out. He gains center, hands it off for Lorentz. Back to Lawton. Lawton cycles for Yarncroke, who gets after Kachuk. Kulikov taken hard into the boards by Lorentz. Sault Ste. Marie, okay, good. Benoit. Oh, turnover. Panthers have it at the blue line. It's Schmidt on! No, that's wide. It went out of play. 18:08 to go in the second. Yarncroke was the only player who saw that. Vegas fan here. Despite picking on the Leafs mostly, I have to respect the loyalty of the fans, as it reminds me of the loyalty of the fans of my Nebraska Cornhuskers. Cornhuskers, as you spelled it, here in Lincoln, Nebraska, in the college football world. The Cornhuskers. Face off in the Leaf zone. Leafs win it. That one was Domi. Puck up the ice, out of the reach of Mikkola. Now he gets it. 2 minutes into the second period here. It is 0-0. Pacioretty gets it in the neutral zone, dumps it in. McMahon after it. Takes Mikkola hard into the boards. Look at the glass ripple. Domi gets it to the point. Carlo, down low, out of reach of Domi. Riley's going to pinch. Panthers with it behind their own net. Nosek in the Leaf zone. On. Tried for the deflection from AJ Greer. Didn't work. McMahon flips it into the middle. Carlo will battle Greer for the puck. Carlo. He's blocked by the linesman. Get it out. They get it out. Forsling has to play it in his own end. Adam can have his feet. We have boobies. Yeah. First the grippers, now the boobies. Panthers with it in his own end. If you're just joining the stream, you have no idea what we're talking about. Ekblad on. Blocked away by Wool. Rebound for Barkov. Panthers get it back. On. That's blocked in front. Nice. Tries to make a nice move there. Where's the puck? It's in the neutral zone. Marner for Matthews. Back to Marner. On. That's blocked. Behind the Panthers net. Nice. Barkov falls down.
Still beats Matthews to the puck. Benoit does a good job holding the zone. Marner after it. Ooh, nearly too many men. Panthers want too many men. $16 to go in the second. Panthers. Forsling stopped by Wool. 16:09 to go in the second. Cornhuskers. N stands for knowledge. Let's go. 4 things are certain in life: death, taxes, boobies, rock, and Kyle Dubas loves his guys. Has Willie gotten out of bed yet? Yeah, he needs to have more of an impact on this game, man. Face off in the leave zone. Tavares loses that draw. Panthers. Where is that? It's along the half wall. Jones comes up with it. Oh, shot! Through traffic. I don't think that made its way to the net. Marchand taken off the puck by Benoit. Holmberg finally gets it out. Ekman Larson played that too softly, and he's hit to the ice by Luostarinen, who then dumps it. Panthers with kind of an answer back period here. Nylander. There he is. Battle. Panthers come up with it. Here they come. Shot! Just wide. Jones. This line is hemmed. 15:25 to go in the second. To the point. Jones. On. That's wide. Rebound. Blocked. Willie. Get it out! Are you joking? Panthers hold the zone. That's not good enough from Nylander. Kachuk. Bennett. Not good enough. And the Panthers do the Leafs a favor by flubbing the pass. Goodness gracious, not good enough. Panthers wanted too many men. Oh, I'm not reading that. Here comes Bennett. Benoit's been out there an eternity. Ekblad on through traffic. It's behind the net for Hagee. In front, Ekblad. Shot is blocked by Pacioretty, whose stick broke. Nightmare shift for the Leafs. And Pacioretty clears the zone with his feet. Great defensive play there by Max. And no icing. McMahon pursuing Forsling. Panthers get it up ice. This is a 3-on-2. Shot! Blocked. Greer. Around for Yarncroke. They're not teammates. Yarncroke gets it around to Carlo. Carlo around. McMahon. Carlo. The Leafs finally. Oh, maybe not. Riley. This is a nightmare shift from basically the whole team. Greer is blocked by Riley. Gadjevich. Greer again. Oh my gosh. Lawton off the boards. And it goes out of play. It is not a penalty. Non-biased thoughts on Oilers lifting the cup this year. It's going to be real difficult. Real difficult to beat them. Oilers Stars would be such a preposterous final. Western Conference final. Hellebuck's found some magic in home or at home in Winnipeg. I think the Oilers probably shred him. Hey, I'm Steve Dangle. This is the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. This watch along is brought to you by SportChek. SportChek at Etobicoke, North Queen is your destination for everything pickleball. Own the court with the right pickleball gear designed to boost your performance. Whether you're new to the game or a complete professional, SportChek has multiple options to match your skills, including paddles, balls, shoes, accessories, clothing, and pickleball sets. So visit SportChek at Etobicoke, North Queen for your pickleball needs today and tomorrow, just after 11 in the morning. We're going to be recording a brand new episode of the Steve Dangle podcast at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square. Steve, how will I find it? Go to Maple Leaf Square, turn in a circle until you see SportChek. It's there on the second floor. I don't want to jinx it, but the Leafs would look much better tonight than they did in games 4 and 5. After that last shift, that is it's quite the low bar. I agree with you, but that was a bad shift. Ottawa versus Minnesota for the Walter Cup. Who you got? I'm going to say Minnesota. Because I don't want an Ottawa-based team to win. So they are showing Nyes on the bench. He doesn't look good. He's having a long conversation with Berube. Oh, boy. He's still on the bench. So the top line is out there. It's Matthews, Marner, and McMahon is replacing Nyes. So Nyes is on the bench. He is an option. We'll see how he's used. He's just going to have to keep trying between whistles, Drew's saying. Maybe he plays on the fourth line. Maybe he plays on the power play. Oh, big loss. I mean, the game is tilted so much since he got hurt. Shot stopped by Wylde. The Leafs were out shooting the Panthers 7-2 to start this period. That now gives the Panthers the shot advantage 8-7. If that doesn't tell you everything. Longest active playoff streaks in the Big Four. Chiefs 3, Celtics 1, Dodgers 2. Combined 5 championships. Leafs 2 series win. Shot attempts are 34-20 for the Panthers. Lawton loses the draw. Kachuk, that's behind the net. Lawton gets it around. There's no Leaf there. Bennett. Blocked. That was Lawton blocking Kachuk. Lorentz, great play off the glass. Could have been delay a game, but we're not going to talk about that. Leafs get the Panthers to turn it over. Lawton has Lorentz with him. Lawton, whoa, slap shot. That goes just wide of the net. Lorentz tries to center it for Yarncroke. Florida, 3-on-2 against Benoit and Ekman-Larsson. Feathered in by Verhaeghe. Kulikov is cut off by Benoit. Nope, sorry, that was OEL. Where's the puck? OEL wins his battle behind the net. Nice feather to Lorentz. Now it's Tavares pursuing Forsling. 12:30 to go in the second period. And the shots are now 8-7 Leafs. It's on drugs, the shot counter. Panthers. Oh, they're passing. Oh, Benoit lays out Marchand. Turnover. Puck is now in the neutral zone. Nice hit from Benoit. His second big one of this series. Lundell steps into Holmberg. Puck out of reach. Oh, boy. Lundell, no Leaf there. Lundell throws it around. Tavares. Someone get it. Shot. Stopped by Wylde. Leafs really playing with fire here. Nylander again. That's not strong enough on the puck. Ugh. An ice surface. No one's going after it. An ice surface is 200 feet, boys. Willie again. Oh, my God. Get it out! Nosek. Riley clears it. Willie finally gets it to center ice, for God's sake. All of you just go to the bench. Wolves better off without you. Tavares. Nylander. Down low. Oh, in front. Stopped. And now you guys are going to have to change on the back check. Reinhart. Boquist. Shot. That's high. Shot's now 11-7 for Florida. Don't even pay attention to the damn thing. The shot counter stinks. Oh, my God. Nyes is out there now with Domi and Pacioretty. Nyes taking a shift sparingly as he's clearly injured. And that is icing against the Panthers with 10:32 to go in the second. Leafs need to tilt the ice here. That's a solid hit on Marchand. Looked clean to me. Might have got him in the face a little. 20 years. In 20 years, Ovi has been to the third round once, says McDavid. Yeah, well, That's one more than these guys. McMahon, Matthews laboring, really selling a something. Did he go to the bench? He did. Panthers shoot. Stopped by Wool. 10:15 to go in the second. What happened to Matthews? Is he bleeding? I think it's his eye. He got it right in the eye from Barkov. No call. That's the Leafs' best player and captain getting high sticked. And now he's going down the tunnel. No call, no nothing. Can't happen. Bad job by the officials. Terrible job by the officials. Unjust. Dude, it's 2-0. You have to see that. Matthews can't see it. He got his eye taken out. So Drew's wondering if that hit his eyeball. If that hit his eyeball, he would have been down in a heap screaming. I think his eye was closed, but it's still a hockey stick to the eye. Good Lord. So there's 2/3 of the Leafs top line down right now. To varying degrees. Marner is out there with McMahon and Domi. Nate Schmidt dumps it. Like Barkov off for a Panthers penalty kill. You don't think that might have been a big moment in this game? Horrible. Horrible non-call. Can't happen. Can't happen. Sub-NHL officiating. Here come the Panthers. They're going to score while Matthews is down the tunnel. You watch. The Florida Panthers take a too many men call. 6 calls in the offensive zone. By the way, we are very close to 150,000 subscribers on this channel, and it would mean a lot to us. Yeah, Drew goes, as a neutral, you can't miss a high stick off a face-off. What are you looking at? And now the Leafs get a power play. Hey! Where's Matthews? Where is he? He's down the tunnel because he got a high stick to the eye from Barkov. And, like, who's going to serve that too many men call for Florida? I bet it's not Sasha. I bet it's not Barkov. Inexcusable miscall. Massive play in this game. Massive, massive moment in this game. It is a game of inches, and that would have been a big one. A rather big inch. People on social are speculating it's a rib injury for Nyes. Who on earth knows? 11,800 viewers in the chat right now. Heading into this Leafs power play, we only have 6,200 likes. Get us up. If you're here to watch me be happy, if you're here to drink my tears, whatever you're here to do, just click like. It takes a second. It's free, and it helps us out a lot. Producer Drew telling me Austin Matthews is back on the Leafs bench. Good. I wonder if he'll be on the power play. George Peros will suspend Matthews because his eye tried to injure Barkov's stick. Not even a makeup call. Too many men was blatant. That was blatant. There were 6 cats in the offensive zone. Matthews is indeed out there. Hard to tell what his eye looks like. Tavares taking the draw. Nyes is out there for the power play as well. Tavares, he wins it back to Marner. Marner, cross ice for Matthews. Shot! Stop, rebound! Willie after it. Everyone is after it. Tavares tries to center. It doesn't work. Tavares. Forsling, good play. Matthews. To Marner. Nylander. Marner. Matthews. Tavares shovels it. Blocked. Panthers get rid of it. 30 seconds gone in this first Leafs power play of the game. Panthers penalty kill is only allowed. That's offside, Johnny. Come on. Panthers penalty kill is 32 for 36 in these playoffs. Hey, we've hit 150,000 subscribers on this channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Consider becoming one of them today. All right. This is a big face-off here. Big face-off for this Leafs power play. And the Panthers win it. They're in the Leaf zone. They shoot. It's wide. Nyes retrieves it. 1:15 to go in this power play. Power play last 2 games, 0 for 6. Not good enough. Marner, 1:10 to go in this power play. Nylander. Nyes passes out of his reach. He goes into a board battle against 2 Panthers. Helped out by Matthews. Nyes around. No one's there. Panthers at center ice. And they dump it. 45 seconds to go in this Leafs power play. Marner, Willie, and Matthews. Matthews looks like he's going to stay out. Marner. McMahon is out there now. And who's that far side? I think it's Patches. Still a 5-forward setup. McMahon! Oh, what happened? Oh, is this a high stick on Matthews? Is this a high stick on Matthews? It's Matthews. Worst league in sports. Best sport, worst league. You're trash. You couldn't miss that one too? You couldn't miss that one too. All right. It was a high stick, but makeup calls are a myth until they're not. Garbage. Garbage. Horrible league. Captain almost gets his eye taken out, and then he gets a high stick. Absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. Horrible league. Wes Richard gifted 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you. Canadian Girl 83 gifted 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you. Yeah, it's Austin's fault. He should have aimed for the eye. They wouldn't have caught it. Leafs win the faceoff in their own end. It's 4-on-4. Lawton in front for Willie. Oh, stop by Bob. Where's the puck? Centered for Willie. Willie was heading off because the Leafs are about to head to the penalty kill because high sticks matter now. Panthers are going to score on this thing. You know that, right? Horrible league. 90 seconds of Florida power play. Marner is out there. Where's Matthews? Oh, he's in the box. Hope his eye's okay. Hawks 23, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Tanev behind the net. Yarncroak digging. Filling in for Matthews. That's out of the reach of Marner. Matthew Tkachuk finds Seth Jones at the point. Cross ice. Good read by Mitch. Yarncroak comes out with it. Yarncroak gains the zone. Yarncroak puts it down low. And here's Reinhart. Marner right on him. Good skating from Mitch. Tkachuk. Jones. Oh, shot! That's blocked. Lorentz. Hard on it. That's not interference? Could have been an odd man, right? Could have been a breakaway. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's all right. Sick league. 30 seconds to go in this Panthers power play. $20 seconds to go as the Leafs clear it. God, what a shitty league, dude. 15 seconds. Tkachuk has the puck taken off him. Wool, Tanev, McCabe. And for the 3rd time tonight, the Leafs are going to kill this off. Nyes was out there for the penalty kill. What a warrior. Panthers, 1 shot. They're now 0 for 3 tonight. Matthews out of the box. Oh, boy. Shot by Lucerine and stopped by Wool. OEL in his own end. Up for Holmberg. Who's with Nylander and Tavares? No, Tavares. His shot is stopped by a stick. Tries to center it for Holmberg. Doesn't work. Another Blues fan here. Go Leafs, go. Matthews throwing like every year. What? This chat is a donation towards Berube's fine for criticizing the refs once the series ends. Yeah, hopefully after a Leaf win on Sunday. McCabe with it behind his own net. Adam, thank you for 5 SDPN memberships, you beaut. We just hit 7,000 likes. Let's get to 8,000. There's over 12,000 people in here. McCabe, 5 minutes to go in the second. Up ice, deflected in by McMahon. He's got Domi and Pacioretty. Panthers break out. Tkachuk chips it in. 4:45 to go in the second. McMahon takes advantage. Here he goes. He's got Domi with him. Cross ice. Domi loses it. Here come the Panthers on the counter. Bennett is picked off. Pacioretty goes up ice quick. Domi can't get it. $4.25 to go in the second. If I ever become a billionaire, I'm buying the NHL and firing every single one of these refs. OEL, Benoit, OEL. Up the ice, deflected. Marner is knocked to the ice. Marner back up. Gets it to Matthews in the offensive zone. Matthews spins, fires off the side of the net. Nyes battling Schmidt. Riley. Marner. On! That's wide. Nyes. Riley cycles for Marner. Marner's got Matthews in front. Riley. Carlo. This is a good shift here. Riley. Cheeky pass to Carlo. Matthews gets it down low for Nyes. And there's going to be a penalty, I believe, going against the Panthers. 3:30 to go in the second. It's Ekblad heading off. Ekblad not happy about the call. I don't know if it's with himself or with the ref. 2 minutes interference on Ekblad. That was a great save from Bob on Willie. Where's this call? He knocks Marner down, and they're calling that interference. Is it a soft call? Yeah, is it a soft call? Sure. It's a makeup call. No Leaf fan should feel bad about that. Absolutely none of you. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. This is a huge moment in this game. This watch-along is brought to you by SportChek, and its second intermission, we're going to be doing trivia. Top prize is a Jack Eichel McFarland figure. Second and third prize, the Spark SDPN mini sticks. Look at these handsome lads. Look at them. Mwah. And then 4th through 10,000th, you will get 15% off at the SDPN shop. Click the link in the description for the Spark app. You can sign up to get text notifications for when trivia begins. And also, I think you have to sign up to claim your prize. I just hit the screen of the computer. I'm going to put this down. That would be an expensive mistake. Berube is the secret to beating Ratface 2019. Berube is 1-0 in series against Brad Marchand. Let's try spinning. That's a good trick. Let's do it. To be honest, I'm surprised the Panthers didn't play the Eye of the Tiger. That would have been crazy. Steve's Lava Chicken. Yeah, it's tasty as hell. Where do I get that? 12,500 of you in here. Oh, it's a Minecraft show? I don't play Minecraft. I haven't seen the movie. It's the song? Okay. Leafs power play. Nyes is on the bench. Pacioretty out there with the top unit. This makes sense. Tavares. Leafs come up with it. Marner. Cross ice for Matthews. Marner. On! Deflected! Rebound! Leafs tried to hunt it down. And here's Barkov coming in on Marner. Willie in support. Barkov. is steered wide by Marner. Marner could legit play defense in this league, I think. He'd be an undersized, like, offensive defenseman, but, like, isn't that what Quinn Hughes is? I'm not saying he'd be as good. Leafs power play, 8 for 36 in these playoffs. Not good enough. Willie, Tavares. Where's the puck? Where's the puck? Where's the puck? Reinhart comes up with it and dumps it. Petition for Steve to play Minecraft. 1:15 to go in this Leafs power play. OEL. Looks like second unit. Domi. That's a high stick from the Panthers. Domi. And they clear it. 55 seconds to go in this power play. OEL. It's Domi, McMahon. It's behind the Panthers net. Yarncroke. And I think Riley. Domi! Tried to center. Didn't work. Panthers try to clear. It doesn't work. OEL. 30 seconds to cook here. Domi finds McMahon. It goes over his stick. OEL just holds the line. Domi. Riley. Shovels. Panthers get rid of it. 20 seconds to go in this power play. That's still time to do something. You just have to act like it. 15. 12. Hurry up. 10. Hurry up. Lawton dumps it. Lorentz. The penalty is over. Leafs still in the offensive zone. Holmberg. Tanev can't hold the line. And they call that offside. 1:20 to go in the second period. There's 1:20 to go in the second period. Shots are officially 14-12 for Florida. This is stingy, folks. Nye's not even playing the power play is not a great sign. They need to channel their inner Gilmore, Clark, Tucker, Cujo, play Valhalla Calling on this stream. Here's money so you don't have to play Minecraft. Thank you, J-Rock. Lawton taking the draw. He's out there with Lorentz and Holmberg. It's deep in the leave zone. Tanev gets rid of it. Lawton battling for the puck. Lawton back to Tanev. McCabe. Leafs going all shutdown here. Bob stops that. 1 minute to go here. Holmberg, good job to steal the puck. In front, no one's there. Here come the Panthers on the rush. Verhaeghe, what a move. Driven wide in front. No Panther there. Nyes is out there now. Behind the Leafs net. Around for Jones. Verhaeghe. His shot is blocked. Panthers hold the line. That's Mikkola getting it down low for Tkachuk. Can't center it. Verhaeghe. Bennett. 20 seconds. Bennett. He loses the zone. Panthers have done the Leafs a number of favors tonight in that regard. Panthers take way too long to clear the zone. Riley. He's just going to run out the clock, I think. Gain center, dumps it. That'll do it. 0-0 is the score after the second period. Thank you, Producer Drew, informing me that the Leafs now have just one goal in the last 9 periods. Is that good? You know what? It's a tie game, Drew. The last 9 periods don't matter right now. That's a conversation for another time. Right now, the Leafs are a goal away from punching their ticket to Game 7 or a goal away from their season being done entirely. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. From Let's Play Canada. Fun fact about Minecraft, Notch, creator, was investigated by PayPal because he was selling the game that way and was accumulating millions of dollars. That's how well it was selling back then. I don't know anything about Minecraft, but now I do. I know one thing. Despite only a 9-year sample size, I want you to read that the beginning of this question out loud. Despite only a 9-year sample size, does the current Leafs primary logo carry more baggage than the previous? Ooh. No. Yeah, the other one did make the playoffs. It's just that pajama logo sucks so bad, dude. It was so bad. We're going to throw to a clip because after the clip, we are playing trivia. We got prizes up for grabs. Link in the description, the Spark app. Get it, put in your info, and then see how smart you are.
Ken Holland is now the official general manager of the Los Angeles Kings, 105-point squad. But much like the Leafs, in a bit of a crossroads here because they can't get out of the first round. They keep playing Edmonton. And Ken Holland
hates the beach.
He's going to be announced on...
Or loves it.
He's going to be announced a little later today, so he'll have a press conference, but we obviously haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And the question is, with LA, you've got Kopitar, you've got Doughty, you've got guys that have been there forever, and then you got some young guys coming up. And they're all still performing. Like, Kopitar is not young, and he's still performing like he is. Where does Ken Holland take these guys? And Jesse and I were talking a little bit on the pre-show about some of the moves he made in Edmonton. And you know what? It was a little better than I can remember. Like Hyman, the Hyman signing, great signing. The Ekholm trade, great trade.
Oh, yeah.
The Duncan Keith trade I think he made also was actually terrible. But he brought in Evander.
They went to the Final Four regardless.
He brought in Evander Kane,
who's played for them in some very important playoff games.
Traded for Adam Henrique.
That was underratedly very good.
Troy Stetcher they got last year at the deadline too. He's playing games now.
Meh.
These are...
Was he in charge when they got Perry?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Like, listen, I think this could be bad, but it also could be really good. He made some trades for big guys. Now, we're comparing him on a backdrop to Pete Chiarelli, who did a terrible job. But he did bring in a lot of the guys that are making the Oilers special now, with the exception of the main two guys.
With guys like Kopitar and Doughty, I know Penguins fans are going to hate this, but like the way you're protective of never trading Crosby, I think some Kings fans would probably look at it like that for Doughty and Kopitar, who have been lifelong Kings and won cups there. And I think they've both played over 1,000 games in a Kings uniform. But cold logic says if they're open to a trade, you trade the both of them while they're still valuable. Drew Doughty obviously still has value. He was on Team Canada. Kopitar still has value. He still had a pretty good season. If you can truly turn over to the next generation of Kings, I think that would probably be the best thing for them. Otherwise, I'm just not sure what you do other than tinker. You lose 4 straight to the team that your new GM is coming from. I don't know. It feels like something significant is needed, doesn't it? Feels like tinkering wouldn't be enough.
Jesse, one of the things that we always say is if a general manager is bad, you call him and call him and call him. Like, you should be calling Barry Trotz, right?
Yeah.
Do you call Ken Holland?
I would, because it seems the Kings aren't in the most like enviable position because they have a lot of mid-range guys in terms of their age curve. Like, it's a lot of dudes in their early 30s or late 20s or mid 30s, and it's a tough job for Ken Holland. I think there's a lot of tinkering he's going to have to do for the Kings. No, I'm saying like. I don't think Ken Holland is the right guy for that job to do all those things.
I'm sure he's got some like new and fresh ideas.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting at here. There's going to be a lot of roster turnover because what they have right now on the surface isn't, I don't think, a Stanley Cup worthy roster. We've seen them lose a whole bunch of times, 4 times in a row. And I feel like there's not enough UFAs where it's just like, we're going to get roster turnover because guys aren't signed anymore. You know, it's going to require a lot of trades and wholesale changes to the roster. And I don't know if Ken Holland's that guy.
Well, what Ken Holland always needs to find success is he needs 2 first ballot Hall of Famers minimum on his roster. And he's got them.
Yep.
Kopitar and Doughty. He had it with McDavid and Draisaitl. He had it, with Lindstrom and whoever. There was like Datsuk and Zetterberg and everybody else.
Whole bunch of guys.
So he's got that. LA is a really interesting one. Like, where can you start with that? The vets don't want to go. So then what? You got a bunch of mid-range guys, and you've got, Quentin Byfield. You've got two good young defensemen in Brant Clark and Jordan Spence.
Yeah. Here's the best thing they can do. Best thing they can do. If you find yourself in second or third in the Atlantic, either start winning aggressively or losing every game on purpose. You cannot play Edmonton a fifth.
And the Edmonton Oilers have won the division.
Pacific, you mean?
Pacific.
What did I say?
Atlantic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other ocean.
They moved LA to the Atlantic.
They're playing the Leafs.
They're playing the Leafs.
Again.
Sorry, I have a hard time telling them apart this year. The Pacific Division. No, you can't play that damn team. Like, it's funny. Like, are they bad? Like, do you need to blow it up? You play the damn Oilers every year. It's so funny.
Who are better than you.
Who are better than you.
Like,
so yes, you have to.
Your goal is to be good. Like
the Leafs, man, we just keep running.
Lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. It's so good, right? Isn't this the first time you've heard the song? Lay it on the line. Come on, Drew. Lay it. Come on, Drew. Lay it. I don't know who sings it either. I don't even know the words, really. Other than, lay it on the line. Lay it. Jack Eichel, McFarland figure. That is what you are competing for. You are competing to be first overall out of everybody in trivia. But this is second overall trivia. Appropriately, the top prize for second overall trivia is Jack Eichel, his McFarland Toys figure. Second and third prize, you get this SDPN Spark mini stick. Steve, what the heck is Spark? I thought you were paying attention. Spark is who created this trivia. You are on their app right now. You are scanning their QR code. You are going into the description so you can play. Everyone, fourth place through 10,000th, gets 15% off at the SDPN shop. And we got a lot of real good stuff there. Real good stuff. Oh, Drew, I got my notes open, buddy. Buddy, I'm so good at this. I'm so professional right now. That's true. It is your job to make sure I take my vitamins. Lit! How long until we start? On the line. 30 seconds. Lay it on the line. What is Green Team's pump-up song? So we don't have one, but we should definitely, I think, you know what? Anyone from my beer league team, the next time we play, which is next Sunday, I think Team Green needs to lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. No, I'm not going to play it. I'm not stupid. It's a song by Triumph from 1979. And it goes something like this. Lay it on. Let's do trivia. 5, 4, 3, 2, trivia! Who was drafted second overall in 2015? One spot behind Connor McDavid. A, Jack Eichel. B, Dylan Strome. C, Mikko Rantanen. Or D, Kirill, the Thrill, Kaprizov. Strome went third. Rantanen went 10th. Kaprizov had to wait until the 5th round. Jack Eichel was selected second overall. 89% of you got that. That's a good start. Now, you got to get it right. That gets you the most points, but you got to get it right fast. Fast speed gets you points as well. Number 2. Which second overall pick has the most career NHL games played? A, Trevor Linden. B, Eric Stahl. C, Jason Spezza. D, Patrick Marleau. Ooh. Did you know that Spezza was a Sen? I learned that the other day. Number 2, the answer. Not only did Patrick Marleau play the most games among second overall picks, he owns the NHL all-time record with 1,779 games played. 61% of you got that. Let's move on to number 3. Who currently owns the second overall pick in the 2025 NHL entry draft? A, Utah Mammoth, a real name. B, New York Islanders. C, San Jose Sharks. D, Chicago Blackhawks. Utah was the runner-up in the draft lottery, but did not jump all the way to number 2. It is the San Jose Sharks because the future is teal. Let's go on to number 4, the halfway mark. There are 8 questions. Who is the most successful NHL goaltender drafted second overall? A, Kari Lehtinen. B, Steve Steve. C, Roberto Luongo. D, Jimmy Carson. The answer is wow! Only 17% of you got Kari Lehtinen. Here are the notes. Kari Lehtinen is the most successful NHL goaltender ever drafted by default. Roberto Luongo was drafted 4th overall, and Jimmy Carson was a journeyman forward in the 80s and 90s. Besides Lehtinen, Steve Rexate was the only other goaltender drafted second. It was in 1967, and he never played an NHL game. That's mean. Is this the same Ryan that was leading last time? There's no way. It might be. Number 5. How many times have the Toronto Maple Leafs drafted second overall? A, once. B, twice. C, thrice. That's 3 times. D, 0 times. Yeah, Drew's asking, can I name them? I cannot. And that is because the answer is 0 times. It has never happened. It's never happened. 46% of you got that, and there goes Ryan. Goodbye, Ryan. I'm sorry. Dylan is a name I recognize. Colton is in first, though. Steven, with a very cool display picture, is $6.94. Is that a old Nintendo? Anyway, we should move on. Number 6. Which second overall pick scored the most NHL points? A, Brendan Shanahan. B, Evgeny Malkin. C, Marcel Dion. D, Brian Bellows. I think I know the answer. Ooh. Brendan Shanahan is second with 1,354. Marcel Dion with 1,771 career points is number 1, and only 33% of you got that. And Dylan is our new leader. Let's go. What is the third place photo? I can't read it. There's a swear word. That's okay. You know what? You're in third. You earned it. All right. Number 7. Which Sedin brother went second overall in 1999? A, Henrik Sedin. B, Daniel Sedin. C, Chad Sedin. D, it's not Chad Sedin. I'm actually not sure. Chad Sedin is not a real person, though the 2 twins have 2 older brothers named Stefan and Peter. Daniel was drafted second. 60% of you got that. Dylan, can you hold on to this? Hold on, Dylan. Lay it on the line. Oh, there's 2 Dylans in the top 3. That's crazy. What are the odds of that? Number 8. Who was drafted second overall in 1993, 1 spot behind Alexandre Daig? A, Chris Pronger. B, Jason Arnott. C, Paul Correa. D, no one remembers. That is a reference to a hip-hop artist named Nelly. I am number 1 because 2 is not a winner and 3 nobody remembers. The answer. That's how he said it, too. I do a great impression. Chris Pronger, 43% of you got that. Widely considered one of the NHL's greatest draft busts. Daig joked at the draft he was glad to be taken with the top pick because no one remembers number 2. Ooh, that's tough. And the winner, Dylon, We got 2 Dylans in the top 3. Dylan with Team North America display picture. You are first place. Olivier, you are number 2. And Dylan, you are number 1. So Dylan, with the display picture, you get the Jack Eichel figure from McFarlane Toys. Olivier and other Dylan, you get this mini stick from the Spark app and the Steve Dangle podcast. The rest of you, put your information into the Spark app because you will be getting, that is how you claim 15% off. You will get 15% off at the SDPN shop. Can we figure out what player that is? Drew is asking. That has to be Austin Matthews, right? Left-handed shot. Second number is 4. He's clean shaven. I think that's Austin. Has to be, right? That's Austin. All right, now where was I before trivia started? Lit. Like, update it, man. Like, it's your ad. It's a Rogers ad. Just like update it. Update it once around. Is the Eichel a doll or figurine? Is it a figurine? How figurining dare you? How nervous are you? My lips are shaking. Wow. That I've never been so nervous that my lips shook. Adam was 155th. Christina was 556th. You got to stop admitting these. Like, you got to stop putting these things out loud. And Rob from sales, who is a pilot, by the way, 346th place. Lit. Dylan, who won, is a repeat winner, which means he cannot claim first. Is that what you're telling me, Drew? Which means Olivier will take the first prize. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys take care of that. I'm just the host. We're going to lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. Third period is about to begin. I got to tweet it. Marner and Matthews are out there. Lay it on the line. Who is out there with them? Nyes is on the ice. Let's see how much he plays here in the third. Puck is dropped. Marner comes away with it. Gets it into the Panthers zone. The Panthers steal it right back. And they'll airmail it into the Leaf zone, into the possession of Jake McCabe. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe. Tell all your friends Matthews is tripped. No call. All right. Tanev around the net for McCabe. Back to Tanev. Panthers not going to miss a chance to hit him. McCabe for Willie. Willie's got to friggin' pick up his socks. He hasn't had a very good game. Willie gets it deep. Tavares after it. I mean, if Nyes is going to struggle to go in the third period, I don't think it would be the worst thing to put Willie up there on the left wing for a shift or two. Panthers deep in the Leaf zone. Marchand, that is blocked. Panthers hold the zone. It's Forsling. On! Through traffic. That's wide. Tavares chasing after it. It's in the Panthers zone. Ekblad to Marchand. Bennett in the neutral zone. Ekman Larson around. Yeah. Bennett being chased by OEL. Kachuk has it behind the Leafs net. He's out there with Marchand. Oh, sorry, that's Verhaeghe. On! Wide! OEL collects that. Benoit struggling to get it out. He does. Pacioretty ahead for McMahon. McMahon waits for Domi. Puck is knocked off his stick. 2 minutes gone in this period already. Verhaeghe gains the zone, driving. He's slammed and taken down. Tkachuk hits Tanev. Bennett shovels that wide. McMahon after it. Mikkola jumping up. Oh, nice play by Lawton. He's got teammates with him. Tanev shoots. Oh, just wide. Lorentz battling along the half wall. He's got Yarncroke with him. Yarncroke in front. Can't find Lorentz. This is all the way down the ice for icing. Spark is leaving a comment, a super chat even. 100 smackaroos. Thank you, Spark. Love playing Spark Trivia. Spark is hiring. Join us as a software engineer and help reinvent how creators engage their fans. Wow, then. Which Leaf makes the Spinorama backhand pass? My money's on Alex Galchenyuk. 17:22 to go in the third. Top line is out there. Nyes is out there once again. Bennett and Matthews both sub 50% in the faceoff dot this game. Matthews wins. Oh, yeah, on. That is blocked. Marner. AJ Greer's missing a stick right now. Marner battling. Nyes. OEL. Panthers clear. Bennett. Out there with AJ Greer. Weird line because of the icing. Riley. Oh, boy. Boquist has it. OEL. Off the boards. Not quite out. Matthews gets it out. To Nyes. Panthers have it. How are we already in the next goal wins territory? Be careful. Wes Richard saying, let's go! I think that's how you said it. Holmberg. Can't get it out. Wool stops it. Oh, boy. John Tavares. Holmberg with speed gains the zone. Holmberg shoots. That is wide. Tavares into the corner to get it. Tanev. There's bodies in front. McCabe. Nylander. Bodies. Nylander shakes off his man. Oh, for God's sake, go to the net. Here's Willie. Holmberg is dumped in front. Willie. Tanev. On. Deflection. Wide. Tavares. This is the Barkov line hemmed in. Reinhart comes up with it, and he'll get it off the wall and out. Carlo collects it and hands it to Riley. Back to Carlo. Shoveled deep. McMahon, Domi, and Pacioretty out there. They've been pretty good tonight. I was skeptical about this line. Wool directs it wide. McMahon, probably his best game of the playoffs. Gets it to Carlo. Away up the ice. Bobrovsky plays it. As a Canes fan, I low-key want to Leafs Canes ECF. Me too, on account of the Canes are through already, and I want the Leafs to win. Glad we got that. 15 minutes to go in the third. It's a 0-0 game. Bennett with a ton of speed. He stops. Verhaeghe around. Yarncroke pursuing. Panthers can't center it. Ekman Larson way up the ice. Yarncroke looking for a break. Can we get a penalty call at least? Nothing. Panthers going the other way. It's a 3-on-2. Mikkola is blocked. Bennett pursued by Tanev. Tkachuk behind the net. Verhaeghe cycles it. Tanev takes it away from Bennett. Tkachuk going in for a hit. Where's the puck? Not out. Mikkola on through traffic. Stop by Wool. Bennett keeps it alive. Verhaeghe shot. That's wide. Oh, boy. Panthers looking dangerous right now. 14 minutes to go in the third. Yarncroke gets rid of it. Would SportChek letter me a number 51 nameplate? Never. Maybe. Forsling with it behind his net. Maybe a turnover. Marner to Matthews. Matthews snipes it! Austin makes it 1-0 Toronto. Get the monkey off your back. Get the snake off your back. Get the demons out of your head. Austin Matthews is on the board in the second round. Come on, Florida. USA. That guy was on Team USA. Let's go. USA. Let's hear it for your boy. Come on. Why is y'all so quiet now? USA. Snipes at 5-hole on Bob. It's 1-0 Leafs. Lot of game left to play. 13:40 to go in the third. Francois Labelle, thank you for the 5 SDPN memberships. Wes Richard, thank you for the 10 SDPN memberships. Panthers win that center ice draw around for Carlo. Barkov. Third of the playoffs for Matthews, his first career second round goal. And now that stat from Sportsnet Stats is moot. Jones on wide. Panthers can't get the rebound. Austin Matthews found alive as a Sens fan. Massive. No kidding. Whoa, nearly too many men. That would have been the second too many men on the Panthers. That'd be crazy. 13,700 of you in the chat. Click like. Get the number up. It takes a second. It's free, and it helps out this small business a lot. Panthers play it back to their own end. Lindell on. Marchand tips it. It's wide. Oh, Benoit up the ice. Benoit looking like Nicholas Lidstrom to Tavares. Benoit driving the net. Tavares shoots. Blockered away. Another shot. That one's blocked. Benoit going to the bench. What a shift for Simone Benoit. Matthew Santos, thank you. Behind the Panthers net, 12-12 to go in the third. Bennett. That passes off target. No crazy viewer spike with that goal. Weird. Oh, no, there was. We're at 14,000 now. Here's Domi. McMahon going after it. God, he's fast. Domi, what a move! Domi shoots, stopped by Bob, and Bob is drilled by Sam Bennett, and Domi looks hurt. Bobrovsky's mask knocked off. I got to get another look at this. Domi's campaigning for a penalty. It ain't going to work. 11:49 to go in the third. Let's see what happened here. It's just a rub. Steve, what color Nyes jersey do you want? All of them. I mean, okay, so that's Ekblad hits Domi into Bennett into Bob. And you know it was their fault because no one mobbed Domi. Steve Dangle here on the SDPN YouTube channel. This watch along is brought to you by SportChek. Hey, if you got the passion, do you want others to know that you've got the passion? Well, you got the passion. It's coursing through your veins right now. Well, SportChek has new Maple Leafs tees, hoodies, and hats in stock from Mitchell and Ness. I just saw the new collection downstairs at the SportChek and Maple Leaf Square location. I see it every time I go to record a Steve Dangle podcast, and everything I saw looked incredible. I especially like those new Matthews tees, Nylander tees, and Nyes tees. They're very nice tees. You wear these around town, you're going to get high fives from fellow Leaf fans all day. Check them out. And check us out. The Steve Dangle podcast tomorrow. That is Saturday morning. Saturday morning at the SportChek and Maple Leaf Square. A little after 11 o'clock. Maybe get there at 11 just to be safe. A little after 11 o'clock, we are going to be recording a brand new Steve Dangle podcast at the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square, no matter how this game goes. Right now, it's a 1-0 Leaf lead. Sam Bennett drilling a goalie? How odd. I know. Goalie interference. Refs don't make it clear. I mean, I'd have to see it again. It's probably interference. It might be interference. If Domi had the puck, it's not. It's also just dumb. Yeah, no, I know they'll never call it. They may be in the regular season, but game 6 of a second round series, Matthews just rips that thing 5-hole. You got no shot. No one's getting down fast enough for that. Logan Prescott, 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you. It's not just that Matthews got on the board. It's how he got on the board. That is an Austin Matthews goal. Shots are 16-16, by the way. Shots on goal. 11:49 to go in the third. Face-off in the Panthers zone. Matthews out there with Nyes and Marner. Panthers win it. Marner pursuing his man. Obviously no power play coming out of that. Are Bob and Bennett friends? Yeah, he didn't mean to do it. It was just a rub. No icing there. Wool to Carlo. Up the ice. Nyes and Matthews. Matthews gets it deep. Caps fan here wallowing in sorrow. Figured I'd watch a hockey fan celebrate. Not too fast. Here come the Panthers. It's Barkov. They can't get it across to him. And this is going to be a penalty. It's a hook. 11:11 to go in the third. Make a wish. Is it going to be Marner or Carlo? Neither is a good option. It's Carlo going to the box. I mean, he might have saved a goal. He gets into Barkov's hands. Barkov bears down on it. Come on, guys. He was just playing the puck, sillies. 11:11 to go in the third. 11:11, make a wish. The Panthers are 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. Just one shot. But the Leafs are going to have to do this without Brandon Carlo. Marner gets that out. Great play. Click like. Get us over 9,000 likes. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be safe. Barkov. Panthers gain the zone. It's Tkachuk. Stapled to the boards. He's fighting. Lorentz gets it out and down the ice. Minute 35 to go in this power play. This is the biggest moment in the series until the next one. Every moment for the rest of this game is the biggest moment in this series. Panthers get it deep. Leafs clear it again. Minute 15 left in this power play. Department of Inconsistency said I'd give you $100 for every Matthews goal. Let's goose this out, boys. Thank you. Very generous. Tanev and McCabe battling for it. Schmidt. Ekblad. Intercepted by Lawton. Yarncroke. Gets it out and down the ice. 45 seconds to go in the power play. They got the clock going at half speed or what? Oh, Bennett. He's intercepted. Matthews gets it down the ice. 30 seconds to go in this penalty kill. Schmidt. Lundell, deep. 20 seconds. Lawton, where is it? Tanev, battling. Out of the zone again. 10 seconds to go in this power play for the Panthers. Forsling. He just turns back 5 seconds. Leafs are going to have 3 defensemen here. Deep. No shots on goal. What a kill by the Leafs. Marner. Yeah, can't quite clear the zone. Oh, Marner takes a hit to make a play, though. That was Nosek hitting him, and Marner bounces right back up. Yarncroke takes out his man. Oh, boy. 8:45 to go in the third. We're back to even strength. Steve Dangle on the SDPN YouTube channel. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends. Panthers up the ice. They find their man at the blue line. It's Reinhart. Panthers behind the Leafs net. Tanev collects it. to McCabe. Tanev. Air mails it into the neutral zone. Oh, hops over Willie's stick. Holmberg, Tanev. Off the wall there for the Leafs. Willie chasing Seth Jones, who gets to the puck first. Leafs can't hold the zone. They turn it back, but it's 3-on-2 for the Panthers. Oh, Bennett! It's stopped by Wool! Boquist couldn't get the other rebound. McMahon shovels it out. Don't crawl into a shell now. Boquist misplays it. Domi gets it deep. Pacioretty bumps Ekblad off the puck. Tries to center it for McMahon. Doesn't work. Boquist. Great defense from Domi, and Pacioretty lays a hit. Panthers go offside. 7:34 to go in the third. I wish the refs had a sense of humor. Oh, wait, I forgot who they work for, says Robert Bett. You guys seem stressed. Is something going on here? Nah. Steve Dangle here. On the SDPN YouTube channel, this watch-along is presented by SportChek. Click like, click subscribe, tell all your friends that the Leafs are up 1-0 late in Game 6, trying to force a Game 7 at home against Florida. Nicholas Domi playing outstanding D. This is, honest to goodness, probably the best defense I've ever seen him play. Like, no exaggeration. He has it in his bag, I think, is the most frustrating thing about Max Domi. He was doing this down the stretch. He did this at times against the Sens. He has a defensively capable stick. It's in his bag. And he's used it several times tonight. Steve, you ready for a spinorama blind pass? No, Cam, I'm friggin' not. Robert Bett, stay calm and eat a cheesy. No. Cheesies are for emergencies. Or for celebrations. Bruins 7th overall pick and Marner signing in free agency. You're evil. Why now? Matthew, go Leafs go. Also, we need more hat guy. I'll let him know. Go Leafs go. Hope you're feeling less stressed, Steve. I'm not. Let's get to 9,000 likes. We're almost there. Click like. It takes a second. It's free, and it helps us out a lot. Steve, the skinny backhand question from last game. Ekblad. The answer is apparently Ekblad. Oh, spinny backhand. Did he spinny backhand it? I voted this how it ends before 1-0 brick wall. We'll see, Aqua Gamer. Leafs deep in the Panthers zone. Panthers come up with it. 7:20 to go. John Tavares with a great defensive play on Gus Forsling. He's driving the net. Shoots! Stopped by Bob. And there will be an ozone faceoff for the Leafs. How long have you known Hat Guy? Too long. If not cheesies, a carrot muffin. It'll have to be cheesies. We don't have carrot muffins right now. Steve, where was this team in Game 5? In Florida, I guess. How quickly do we go from so over to so back? Welcome to sports. Matthews with the ozone draw, 7:14 to go in the third. He's going to take on Anton Lundell. Matthews says Leafs in 7. Book it. God, I would kill for that. Nyes, I don't think, has missed a shift with the top line in this third period. Matthews wins it to himself. Carlo through traffic that's deflected wide. Seth Jones with it behind his own net. Air mails it to Carlo. Carlo will shovel it out to Nyes. Nyes battling, gets it over to Riley on the right side, who dumps it. Matthews pinches the wall. Lorentz out there to help out. Matthews centers it for a ghost. 6:45 to go in the third. Panthers breaking out 4-on-3 here. They got numbers. Lundell, I don't think he knows he has Mikkola with him. Thank goodness. Matthews airmails it. Not out. And they're going to call that a hand pass. 6:32 to go in the third. Curiosity speaking, is it officially the longest you've ever grown your playoff beard? Yes. This, regardless of how the night goes, this will be my 12th playoff LFR this year, which is the most I've ever done in a playoff run. And if this goes 7, the record continues. Would SportChek allow Gripper Nation, Selly? I haven't asked them. That's an Adam question. Adam can ask them. Panthers. That's not a high stick. It is a high stick. 6:24 to go in the third. We'll get another face-off. Time bleeding off the clock. Will it be enough? Hey, Steve, can I get a let's go? Yes, you can. Matthews, 4 shots, 1 goal. Face-off just outside the Panthers zone. Lawton wins it clean. Tanev gains center. Blasts it. Leafs trying to trap the Panthers down low. Doing an okay job so far. Up and finally out. Tkachuk. Oh, he centers it. No Panther there. Leafs get it down the ice. This hits an official. I don't think it would have been icing regardless. Schmidt gains the zone. I think Tkachuk might be offside here. Hopefully we don't ever need to review it. We don't. McMahon. He has Pacioretty with him. Pacioretty scores! Yes! 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 2-0 Leafs lead! Bobby McMahon lasers from his eyes to noted Alan Walsh client Max Pacioretty. The legend grows. And with 5:43 to go in the third, the Leafs take a 2-0 lead. And guess where he's from? USA! 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 Come on! That's your boy! That's your boy! That's your boy! He plays for Team USA! Let's go! That's your boy! USA! 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 2 Americans put the Leafs up 2-0. There's your boy! Woo! Woo! Come on, you should be happy about this. Woo! There's your boy. Woo! Cassie gifted 20 SDPN memberships. West Richard gifted 5. Thank you to the both of you. Third of the playoffs for Max Pacioretty, assisted by McMahon and Domi. 5:30 to go in the third. Panthers unstopped by Wool. 5:25 to go in the third. Hab for the win. Meet at St. Brendan's tonight for the parade. That's my elementary school. The McMahoninator. Oh, baby. Over 9,000 likes, by the way. Thank you. You know what that means? Get us up to 10. Get us up to 10. Steve Dangle here as the Leafs take a 2-0 lead here on the SDPN YouTube channel. This watch-along is brought to you by SportChek. I know we're talking hockey right now, but SportChek at Etobicoke North Queen is your destination for everything pickleball. Own the court with the right pickleball gear designed to boost your performance. Whether you're new to the game or a complete professional, SportChek has multiple options to match your skills, including paddles, balls, shoes, accessories, clothing, and pickleball sets. So visit SportChek at Etobicoke North Queen for your pickleball needs. And tomorrow, no matter how this game ends, we are going to be recording a brand new Steve Dangle podcast just after 11 in the morning at the SportChek in Maple Leaf Square up on the 2nd floor. Give a big hacksaw Jin Duggan for that goal. Hey, Steve. Hello. I have to burp. Sometimes when I yell a lot, that happens. Hey, Steve. Hi. How do you think Marner would do if Tortorella was coaching the Leafs in Game 5? Like, how would he have reacted? I think Mitch would be scared. I'd be scared. But also, his coach is Craig Berube. Is John Tortorella really going to do anything worse than Craig Berube? I don't know. Steve, is the power of boobs? I think this is the power of boobies. WTF is a kilometer! The power of America is powering the Leafs through Game 6. I will never forget the look on the Florida Panthers fans' face, all 8 of them, says Nicholas B. All their courage and strength was drained from their bodies. They had a reputation for owning the Leafs, but they knew in that instant they'd made a fatal mistake. There is still 5:25 to go in this third period, everybody. And I do remember what you said, Emo Jalapeno. 67 indeed. Marner takes a hit to make a play. Leafs get it out. Lawton pursuing. Lawton, if I'm not mistaken, is filling in on the on the first line for Nyes. It is Lawton up there with Matthews and Marner. Nyes has been a warrior all third period. This is the first shift he's missed with the top line, I believe. I doubt he's done for the game, but they're trying something new. 4:50 to go in the third. Mikkola gets it deep. Tkachuk from behind the net to Ekblad at the point. Down low, Riley all over Marchand. And they take it off him. Domi gets it down the ice. Not enough for icing. Off the glass and in the neutral zone. Bennett's line is turned around. Panthers get it deep. 4:10 to go in the third. McMahon around for Pacioretty. He'll airmail it into the neutral zone as the Leafs got a change. Almost enough for icing. Just shy of an icing. That's a big play in this game. 3:55 to go in the third. Tavares out there now. Boquist gets it deep. Holmberg battling Lusterinen. Tavares. The Leafs clear the zone. 3:35 to go in the third, and we're getting into Bobrovsky territory here. 3:30 to go in the third. Panthers down 2, which means they need 2. Still behind their net. 3:20 to go in the third. And they'll dump it. I don't think they got it to where they wanted. Bobrovsky goes to the bench. Verhaeghe gets it down low. Matthews and Benoit digging. Bennett trying to crash. Tkachuk in there. Lawton. Matthews. Backhand. Giveaway. Verhaeghe. On. Stop by Wool. Rebound. Stop it with these friggin' passes. Jones. Blocked. Cleared. That'll be icing, though. But seconds trickle off the clock. 2:37 to go in the third. 15,000 people in here. Let's get to 10,000 likes. We're under 500 short. The Panthers have been whiffing on a lot of chances tonight. Shots only 4-4 in this third period. And the Leafs have scored on 2 of them. Face-off won by the Leafs. Benoit hard around the boards. Not out. Benoit. Matthews. Airmails it. Center ice and it drops. Tkachuk. Marner falls down. Panthers. Jones shoots it wide. It's behind the net. 2:15 to go in the third. Leafs holding on to a 2-0 lead. Holmberg gets hit to make a play. Barkov gains the zone. Bennett. Verhaeghe. Tanev hits that out of danger. Barkov, under 2 to go. Barkov goes behind the net. It's at the point. Half wall. Shot. Stopped by Wool. 1:48 to go in the third. Leafs holding on to a 2-0 lead. Can they hold on to force Game 7? Oh, Verhaeghe had a gimme! The Panthers have been missing all kinds of stuff they never do tonight. They've had a number of chances, a number of times where they've had the zone and flubbed it.
Aiden, thank you for 5 SDPN gifted memberships. Unleafing intensifies. 1:48 to go in the third. It is a Panthers timeout, which means you have time to click like. Who is that assistant coach on the Panthers? I keep thinking it's Scott Arniel because they look a lot alike. How we feeling, everybody? Calm, cool, collected? Yeah, for sure. For friggin' sure. $1:48 to go in the third. Wool goal, a manifestation. Yo, that would be insane. Matthews on the draw against Reinhart. Matthews, I believe, wins that. Tanev hard around. Marner has it on the half wall. Minute 40 to go in the third. Tanev. Yeah, can't quite get it out. Panthers. Hand pass. Hand pass. 1:34 to go in the third, and I believe this faceoff will come outside the zone. Alan Walsh is indeed alive in the group chat. He is watching this game at 4:25 a.m. in Sweden. Thought you should all know that. 1:30 to go. Panthers gain the zone. 85 seconds to go. Panthers behind the net in front. Blocked. 3 Leafs down on their knees in front. Bennett shoots. Stop by Wall. Rebound. Hit wide. 75 seconds to go as the Leafs clear the zone. 70 seconds to go. Panthers get it deep. 65 seconds to go. Yeeted at the net. Blocked away by Wall. Exactly a minute to go. Marner off the wall and out. 55 seconds. Panthers working through the neutral zone. They dump it. 50 seconds to go. Carlo. Pinned along the boards. 45 seconds to go. Verhaeghe to the point. Jones blocked. Verhaeghe. Stopped by Wall. Cleared. 35 seconds to go. On. Blocked by Matthews. 30 seconds to go. Barkov. Wide. Verhaeghe in front. Cleared wide. 25 seconds to go. Marner airmails it out of the zone. Holmberg after it. 15 seconds to go. Center for Tkachuk. 10 seconds to go. They clear it. 5 seconds. And with a 2-0 win, the Leafs force Game 7. And Matthew Tkachuk starts throwing punches. Of course he does. Marchand, why I oughta. Oh, Jones with a little paw. First career playoff shutout for Joseph Wylde. This guy is lights out in elimination games. Game 7 in Toronto on Sunday against the reigning defending Stanley Cup champions. Matthews, finally, with his first second round goal, which ends up being the game winner, the insurance marker from Max Pacioretty. Shutout, by the way, from Joseph Wylde, St. Louis, Missouri. USA. Let's get it going, everybody. Come on. Who's proud to be an American? USA. I did say Austin Matthews was going to score the first goal. I did say Florida wasn't getting one. Stick with me. I know what I'm doing. Hold the line now. Dig deep. Elbows up, boys, from Austin Walker. Snoopy Kendall, 5 gifted memberships.
Wes Richard, 5 gifted memberships. Wool stands tall. Matthews' eye. They got a close-up of it. I think his eye must have been closed. Otherwise, that would have been brutal. Rusty Mitchell. I started typing the super chat, then Matthews score. I left it up as a lucky charm, rewrote it, and sent it now. That's all you, Rusty. It's all you, and we're over 10,000 likes. The Leafs are off to Game 7. The sun is shining, and it's friggin' 10:34 at night, Eastern. Ah! Matthews, USA. Pacioretty, USA. Joseph Woll, USA. The Leafs benefiting greatly from the very people that the people of Florida were no doubt trying to highlight in Game 4. USA, USA, USA. Shout out to all the American Leafs. You did great. LFR title, Boss Austin. I mean, that is a gutsy performance from Austin Matthews. It's a gutsy performance from the whole team. 2 members of the top line were hurt, and they both stuck with it. Cassie, can't wait for Steve chanting USA to be clipped for the Olympics next year. How wired are you right now, Steve? Running through a wall. I am. This game being at 8 o'clock screwed me up. It screwed up my coffee. I had a double espresso at 7. There will be no sleeping tonight. McMahon to Patches. Ooh. They're just showing the highlights now. Bobby McMahon with his best game of the playoffs. Pacioretty looked great. Matthews, I thought, looked very good. The top line looked very good. This is easily their best game in Florida, I would say, as a unit. Joseph Woll has allowed, Jennifer Botterill with the stat, Woll has allowed, I think it's 8 goals in 5 games when his team is facing elimination. Bro. Bieksa making a great point. The reason Woll only had to make 21 saves is because he was a sponge. He did not, I'm going to close the broadcast so I don't get too distracted. He did not give up very many rebounds. He did not at all. I'm opening the box score. I need to see the blocks. Marner had 4 blocks, 3 hits. Lorentz, 3 blocks, 1 hit. Nyes, 1 block, 6 hits. Pacioretty, no blocks, but 8 hits. Benoit, 1 block, 8 hits. Tanev, 3 blocks. Not a hit thrown. McCabe, 1 block, 3 hits. Ekman Larson, 3 blocks. Shots were hard to come by. The Leafs got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 shots from their defenders. Their forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys didn't register a shot on goal. Tavares had 5. Nylander had 4. Matthews, 3 shots, even though it said 4 earlier, and 4 hits, and the game-winning goal. Good Lord. Berube managed the hell out of this bench tonight. I'm just looking at it. Nyes still played 22 minutes, 25 seconds. This guy is going to get the bag this summer. Like, clearly injured.
You want to know something really funny? I'm looking at the wrong game. I saw 2-0 and I clicked it. It was the 2-0 Panthers game. I was like, wait a sec. The Panthers really outshot the Leafs. What the hell happened? You, Steve, you dumbass. You stupid idiot. All right, let's go through the stats for tonight. Good post game, Steve. Atta boy. What a stupid idiot. All right. What a friggin' moron. All right. So Nyes played significantly less. He played 13 minutes and 1 second. Blocks. Marner had 2. Pacioretty had 2 and 3 hits. Lawton had a block and 5 hits. Holmberg had a block and 2 hits. The D-core, heroic. Benoit, 4 blocks, 2 hits. Tanev, 7 blocks. McCabe, 3 blocks. Carlo, a block and a hit. Riley, 3 blocks, 3 hits. Ekman Larson, 4 blocks. Every single Leafs defenseman had at least 1 block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All but 5 Leafs. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All but 5 Leafs had a block shot. At least 1 block shot. Wow. Joseph Woll with the first Leaf shutout in an elimination game since Curtis Joseph in 2002. Leafs love their Joseph goalies. And what a committee job by the D-core as well. Benoit led the Leafs in ice time. Led Leafs defenders in ice time with 20 minutes and 4 seconds. Oliver Ekman Larson, nope. Morgan Riley was last, 18 minutes, 35 seconds. Tanev played the most shifts, so did McCabe, 32 apiece. Oh. Oh. I'll see you Sunday. Huh? I'll see you Sunday. Steve, any idea what injury Nyes is battling? I wish I could tell you. And I hope it's better for next game. I mean, I would be shocked if he missed game 7. I mean, he does have to get on a plane. That's not going to be fun. You might not see him on the ice. My phone is exploding. Drew, what do you think? Wrap it? Shoot a little LFR? A little game 7 magic? In here before. You're right, Drew. The people do need this. Lay it on the line. Lay it on the line. Come on, Drew, join me. Lay it on the line. 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 I'm having some friggin' cheesies. Most Leafs wins ever. Most Leaf win ever. Lose 6-1 and then come back with a shutout. On the road in Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, one last time for your mind. Hey, have you got the passion? Is the passion in you? Are you deeply infected by the passion? Do you want others to know that you've got the passion? Well, SportChek has new Maple Leafs tees, hoodies, and hats in stock from Mitchell & Ness. Maybe you could use one for Game 7. I just saw the new collection downstairs at the SportChek in Maple Leaf Square. And everything I saw looked incredible. The Nyes one I want bad. Matthews one I want bad.
Nylander, I want bad. You wear those around town, you're going to be getting high fives from fellow Leaf fans all day. Check them out. And you know what you can check out while you're there? If you go to the SportChek at Maple Leaf Square tomorrow, just after 11 in the morning, brand new episode of the Steve Dangle podcast. I'll be there. Adam Wylde will be there. Jesse Blake will be there. And you know who will be in Game 7 in Toronto on Sunday? The friggin' Leafs, baby! Yes! Adam is streaming tomorrow night, Drew wants me to remind you. Just because the Oilers are already through to the Western Conference Final doesn't mean that we're done. Adam Wylde is going to be streaming Dallas, Winnipeg. The other series remaining, Carolina is through. Edmonton is through. 6 teams remain in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and the Leafs are one of them. It's a hell of a time to be alive. My friends, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this stream. Please do. We're a hair under 11,000 likes. Click like if you like this stream. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Sunday, 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 here on the SDPN YouTube channel, I'm going to be streaming Leafs, Panthers, Game 7.